boy Gabe, and I want to give a big shout out to Quarantine Radio. Make sure you check them out every Tuesday and every Thursday. And thank you for supporting my new single, Down Low.
I want to hear that new soul-free wisdom on Quarantine Radio.
Yo, what's up, man? It's the Kid Swift, a baby, Young Swift. One time for the check-in with my dog, my homie, Il McKenzie. Straight out of ATL, Georgia. And you know how we rockin' out here, baby. Let's get it.
Being humble get no respect.
Yes, it's your boy iDub once again with another edition of Quarantine Radio. Sorry about the delay and everything. Tonight we actually have a full house. If you're actually listening, watching us on Facebook Live, we have in the building King Cancer, as always.
Hey, I'm sorry I've been gone for a week, y'all. Y'all please forgive me. I'm back now.
Alright, and most people know James Saunders. You might not recognize the face, but he's been on the show a couple of times, every now and then.
What's going on? Happy to be here.
And also, right to my right, we have Troy from Debate Amongst Friends. Alright, so we actually have on the line right now Suzann Christine. I'm about to add her in. How you doing, Suzann? Suzann?
Uh-oh.
Suzann, are you there?
Here.
Suzann, are you there?
Can you hear me? Yes, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, it's showing that she's speaking. Hold on one moment. Let me check one thing. See what's going on with that. Suzann?
I'm here.
Okay, I'm not sure exactly what's going on with that. Okay, I do apologize about that. I thought I had that resolved. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go. Hold on one moment, Suzann. I'm about to go into some music, and then I'm gonna try to see if I can get this resolved. See exactly why it's not picking you up in the speakers. All right, first track I'm gonna actually go into some of Suzann's old stuff first, and then we're gonna come in with her and actually talk about her new stuff. All right, this her first one of her throwbacks is on Potential by Suzann Christine. This is Potential by Suzann Christine. All right.
Picturing you with My imagination's been running wild. Can't seem to turn the noise down from the crowd. Keep wondering how things will be when you come around and sweep me off my feet. Say, baby, you got what I want and all I want is you. You got that kind of love that make me wanna improve what I'm gonna do. Baby, I choose you. Baby, I choose you. You're the lucky one. I'm feeling love. Just hit that 21. I'm feeling love. Our years have just begun. I'm feeling love. Like you're the one. I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like. No fake IDs, no perpetrating. I know it's real, cause now they hating. Yeah, I'm feeling so lucky. Yeah, I know it's a gamble. Ain't nothing we can't handle, cause you got what I want and all I want is you. You got that kind of love to make me wanna improve. What am I gonna do? Baby, I choose you. Baby, I choose you. My lucky one. I'm feeling love. Just hit that 21. I'm feeling love. Our years have just begun. I'm feeling love. Like you're the one. I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like. Waiting on you. Baby, I'm waiting on you. Waiting, waiting, baby, I'm waiting on you. Waiting on you, baby, I'm waiting on you. Waiting, waiting, baby, I'm waiting on you. I'm feeling love. Just hit that 21. I'm feeling love. Our years have just begun. I'm feeling love. Like you're the one. I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like. Just hit that 21. Our years have just begun. Like you're the one. I'm feeling like. I'm feeling like 21. Like you're the one. 21. Like you're the one.
Alright, we're back. I'm gonna try to see if we can get Suzann on the line. Suzann, are you there?
I am here.
Alright, so we can hear you now. Alright, so that's good. As I stated, we actually have 3 co-hosts here today. As what I wanted to do, because I know that we had you on the show before and everything, but there's probably still some audience that we have that doesn't know who you are. I just wanted to give a little brief introduction of who you are, and then we're going to jump into the interview, see exactly how you've been since the last time we talked to you, what's been going on with your career and stuff like that, and just get into your head as usual. Could you give a brief discussion, brief description of yourself? My bad.
Sure. So I'm an R&B, soul, hip hop artist, singer-songwriter from Philadelphia, PA. I'm repping Philly, uptown. And this is, I'm going to say, my second or third time on the show, so I'm happy to be back on my
Second
time?
Yeah. Alright. Well, I'm glad we could get you back on the show and everything, because like I said, I felt like last time we didn't get everything, all the questions out and everything, so that's why I said I really wanted to get you back on the show so we can get because like I said, your work ethic and everything, I feel like it's amazing. I seen you grinding online and everything, and then like I seen you like transition to another level, and then like you put out that album. I was listening to it on Tidal and everything, so I just wanted to get you on the show, just see exactly from your transition from the last time we talked to you to now. But I'm gonna let my partner King Cancer talk to you right quick, and then I'm gonna go around the room and see if anybody have questions for you.
Sure.
So how's it going tonight, Suzann?
Oh, it's going pretty good. Can't complain.
That's what's up. So first and foremost, I just want to let you know that love your voice.
Oh, thank you.
No, you're welcome. You're welcome. 21, one of the songs that he played by you actually was the first song that I've heard from you, and I actually really like that track. So I just wanted to let you know that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. But for myself, my co-host here, everybody's watching that didn't get the chance to see the first interview with you. I just wanted to take it back. I want our fans to get to know you a little bit before we jump into everything that you got going on now.
Sure.
First question for you. I heard you say you're from Philly. You born and raised, or?
Yes, born and raised from Philadelphia.
Okay. How was that growing up?
You know what? It was what it was. It was normal for me, to grow up in a city. I didn't know anything else. I grew up in a row home in West Oak Lane, Philadelphia, with my grandmother and my mother, and then we moved over to closer to the East Oak Lane area. We call it Uptown Philly, which is like the total opposite side of downtown. I'm not like a neighborhood girl or anything like that. I wasn't all up in the streets or anything. I was always involved in different activities and programs. Philadelphia is very cultured, and there's a lot of different things for you to do in terms of the arts here in the city. So that was kind of like my life.
Okay.
Being in somebody's choir or hitting somebody's stage play and stuff like that. But I love my city. We have the best water ice and we have the best, cheese steaks and things of that sort. And it's a food place, and you couldn't tell by me because I'm real skinny, but we have some really delicious spots here, so we know how to eat and we know it tastes good.
Okay. Well, I give it up to y'all. Y'all do got some good cheesesteaks, so I give you that. And you're right. Philly is definitely a very, very cultured place.
Yeah.
So I heard you say that you was either in someone's choir or on someone's stage play. So growing up, were you very big into church and big into acting, or?
Yeah, I was. I got my musical start in church, and my first opportunities singing solos and things like that were in church. But then I also did things outside of church, whether it be like at my school or at after-school programs who, got us involved in arts. I always took advantage of the opportunities to sing somewhere or, be on stage. That was always, what I do.
Okay. So growing up...
church was the main, that's where it all really stems from.
Okay. So growing up as a young girl, were you... saying that you was always, wanting to sing or be in stage plays, were you someone that would you say you loved the attention, being in the center of attention when it came to that kind of stuff, or were you more so pushed into that position because of your ability to sing, or how did that work?
Yeah, that's a really great question. It's funny because it's not that I really wanted to crave the attention or anything like that, or really enjoyed the attention, but because I was so good, I just didn't have a choice but to get the attention. So it's just kind of it just came with the territory, I was one of those people who, was always chosen to be like the leader or the soloist, and not necessarily like, oh, this is my goal to be, the star of the show or, the star of the day or whatever. It never was like my goal, but that's just what it was. It just had to deal with that, just being that person. So it kind of just came with the territory, and it's just kind of natural for me to end up having to deal with so much attention.
Okay, so to get into your singing, when did you start singing?
I started singing when I was about 5 years old.
Ooh.
So,
oh boy.
I was pretty young, but my mom put me in the church choir when I was, that young. So, I didn't know I could sing though. It was something I was doing, I didn't really discover that I had a voice until later on, when I started singing like the Lauryn Hill songs from, Sister Act, and, when you go and audition and, you're, again, getting chosen for something, to be a part of something, or,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like confirmation that, okay, you really do have a voice here. So.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, which song from Sister Act 2 was you singing?
Oh, Joyful, Joyful.
Oh, now you know.
I was singing Joyful, Joyful.
Now, if you sing it Joyful, Joyful, now you know you might have to give.
Joyful, and His Eyes on a Sparrow.
Oh, okay.
And I think back then I was singing. I ended up starting. I probably was like in high school, and Sister Act had been out long afterwards. I think I did the Oh Happy Day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I haven't sang that song in years. I wonder if I could still hit that note.
I mean, you definitely could give us a little taste of that before this interview is over. We might have to get a little taste of that.
I can give y'all a taste of something else. I don't want to be all like that tonight.
Okay. So to continue with your singing, once you feel, you realize you had a voice and everything, what was the next thing for you once when you got to that point in your life?
I think it was just at that point it was like something that I really loved to do, and my mom made sure I was in every choir. I didn't know. When I was in high school, I was in like 3 choirs. I had auditioned, and I was a part of a couple plays while I was in high school, and I was co-directing the gospel choir. But it wasn't something I was like really that serious at pursuing. And I think I just looked at everybody else's life and was just like, I don't want fame,
mm-hmm.
And I don't like how, people tear down this person and that person, and, all they're really trying to do is just sing. And, so for a long time, I didn't even really try to pursue it. It took a little while for me to, like, say, you know what, I'm playing myself because I've been doing this my whole entire life. How could I be not trying to do this as a career? That doesn't even make sense, like, at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, at some point you rationalize things, and, stability may, not be at the forefront, but happiness and doing what it is that you really like to do ends up being, more of what you choose for your life.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to go through that, So.
Okay. So how old were you when you would say that you hit that point where you're just like, oh, you're right, yeah, I'm playing myself. Let me go ahead and make this a reality for myself.
I don't know. It was probably early, right after college, so early 20s. So that's when I finally, just I gotta make this decision to do this.
All right. Well, I mean, if my co-hosts, if y'all have any questions.
I do have a question. This is Troy, Dr. Wednesday Night from Debate Amongst Friends. Suzann, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. I'm sorry, what's your name?
My first name is Troy.
Troy.
Yes. Can you hear me good?
Yes.
Okay. I'll put this mic on just in case. So first and foremost, something like, if I come to Philly, so many people have mentioned so many cheesesteak spots. Which one am I going to? Tell me which one is the real deal.
You're probably going to go to Max's.
Max's, okay. I think I went to Geno's and Pat's. I think those, at the time, those are the ones that they were talking about.
Yeah, I've been to Geno's.
No, that's not where you go. And
Hold on. Wait. Everybody says to either go to Geno's or Pat's. What you mean that's not the place to go to?
That must be, are they from Philly?
Well, most of the people that I told me, they not from Philly. They not.
No, they ain't from Philly. No, that's an unfortunate thing. It's so unfortunate because if you ask people from Philly, they'll never direct you to Pat's and Geno's.
Wow.
If you wanna go to Pat's and Geno's, it's because it's a spot that people who aren't from Philly get turned to go to because
so those are tourist spots.
Yes, they're tourist attractions. So it's just like, they have the money to, market themselves as the go-to spots in South Philadelphia.
Oh, okay.
I've also heard Ishkabibbles. Is that still around?
I love Ishkabibbles too. Yes, okay. Ishkabibbles. I actually really like to go to Ishkabibbles.
Gotcha. Okay. Next question. Were you out there in this last Eagles parade for the Super Bowl?
Let's not talk about that.
I mean, listen, I already know I'm a Bucs fan, so I'm just curious if she was out there.
You said, did I go to the parade? Yeah. I did briefly for a little small second. It was pretty much over by the time I got there.
Okay. All right. So I was on your website. First thing that jumped off, on the bottom of your page, it says, "Who dat, Sue dat." And the first thing that jumped out of my mind, who that always goes with New Orleans. That's their thing. But I was curious where you got yours from.
So a friend of mine, he's a rapper from up here. His name is Chill Moody. Him and I were all in the studio one day, and I honestly don't even remember what I said. But it was kind of like he said "Sue that," but like "True that." You know what I'm saying? Like instead of saying "True that," he was saying like "Sue that." And I was like, okay, Sue that. Like I like that. Okay, I like that. And we used it ever since. And then it was kind of like who that just came into it. Who that, Sue that. We weren't even thinking about New Orleans at the time, but. Of course, as I've been using it, it's like, oh yeah, they say that in New Orleans, the Saints. So
people mistake you for a Saints fan? Do people mistake you for a Saints fan?
Say it again.
Do people mistake you for a Saints fan?
No, I haven't really gotten that.
Well, that's good.
Nope. Yeah, no, they don't even. It's never even brought up, really, not like that.
All right, so just another 2 or 3 questions here. So you've been singing since you were 5 years old. Now I know a lot of kids when they're, I guess, put into church ministries, they kind of veer off after a while, or they kind of, I don't want to say grow hesitant, but they kind of start to, I don't really want to do this. I'm just doing this because I'm forced. Like, what kept you engaged in the singing with the church?
Well, first off, I don't really sing in the church anymore, so I probably would be one of those people that you would consider who's like kind of trailed off. So, but I mean, when I was singing, it was because it was what I truly believed in, and when you believe in something and you want to minister about it, you sing about it. You know what I mean? It's something. If that's where your grassroots came from, and that's all you know, then that's what you're gonna do.
Gotcha. You also mentioned that you made your decision to start singing right around college graduation. what were your alternatives?
Well, no, not really college graduation, but yeah, my alternatives, honestly, I thought I was going to be a nurse, and then I was working in finance, and it was like, you know, I went to school for nursing. I didn't graduate with a nursing degree, but, you know, but I ended up doing finance for a little while, and, you know, I just was trying to run away from music. I just heard so many horror stories. I just felt like, you know, I didn't want to be one of those people. So I'm glad I made the decision not to follow behind those people, because I still know those people, but I've had like some amazing opportunities that, you know, you just can't compare yourself to other people's lives. You know, you got to trust yourself and your journey.
Absolutely. I can tell that you have a creative spirit, so I'm definitely glad you went back to music. It's just, you have an amazing voice. You have great range. That's the one thing I've noticed with some of the songs I've been able to listen to over the last couple of days.
Thank you.
I definitely can't, like, just listening to you, I could tell that you wouldn't be as passionate about finance that you are about music.
You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied.
I'm just saying. So my last thing would be, like, what advice would you give to, you know, some of the kids out there, maybe teenagers that want to keep singing, but people around them are telling them to quit right now because of those statistics?
Yeah, you know, what I would basically tell them is that you have to do your own thing, because it's your life, you know, and nobody else can determine what's going to make you happy. So if music is going to be what makes you happy, or anything, any dream, just do the research, you know, do your research about your industry and find out the ways that people are making money, you know, because that was one thing for me. I took a long time trying to figure out, you know, which path to make money, because I was just a singer who knew how to sing and who knew how to songwrite, but I didn't really know much about the business. So those things I had to learn along the way. So I would just say, you know, trust yourself, trust your vision, map it out, plan it out, read, watch interviews, and just do as much research as you can, you know, believe in yourself, and just know that you are a business, because that's, I think a lot of people don't realize that when you are an artist, you are a business. So that means that it's going to take money for you to do things that you need to do. It's going to take a lot of hard work, and, you know, it's not all fun and games. It's long hours, late nights, early mornings. It's, you know, it's networking, it's working on your body and working on your business all the time. So.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that, because that's the one thing I always tell people, is that, like, when you start, like, in the music industry or any industry, you yourself become a brand and everything, and you gotta be able to invest in yourself. And I see recently you done teamed up with my favorite PR, Q.
Oh, poppin', yeah.
Yeah, and we just interviewed one of his artists like 2 weeks ago, Sean Archer.
Who was it? Okay.
Yeah, we just interviewed him like 2 weeks ago and everything. As far as like I know, like the first time that we talked and everything, you basically were doing everything yourself and everything, as far as the promotion and everything, getting the networking and stuff like that. Like have you been able to build up a team yet, or are you still just grinding yourself?
I have a team, but it's not. I still manage myself. But I have a team of people who help me with booking. I have an assistant. I have people who help me with my merchandise, things of that sort. So I do have a team. I'm not lonely. I'm not my lonely self, one-woman army anymore. I have some arms, some muscles.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. So as far as merchandise, because like merchandise is like one of the most important things. Like what type of merchandise do you have, and like how can people actually purchase those and stuff?
So I have t-shirts right now. I have for men and women. And then I also have visors. So that's what I'm selling right now. And you can go to SuzannChristine.com and just purchase whatever it is that you need. And I'm actually about to set up a whole little business on that. So, because right now I'm sending that stuff out manually. So, but there's companies out there that you don't have to even touch your merchandise anymore. So, that's one of the things that I learned about, how you can make your business just flow where you don't have to do so much yourself,
Mm-hmm. But that's all about growing and learning and everything as far as going into the business and everything. One of the things that I can't remember where exactly it was at, but I saw that you got to sing for the famous Jamie Foxx. How was that experience?
You know what? That was a great experience. I didn't know that it was going to happen. One of my friends is friends with Jamie, and he told me he wanted me to meet him, and I'm like, oh dang, I want to meet Jamie, but I really am supposed to be somewhere. So at the time that you guys saw me singing for Jamie Foxx, I was really supposed to be right down the street at B.B. King's for Dionne Warwick. I was doing a tribute to her for my sound check.
Oh.
So I had a little moment where I got a chance to sing, but it was short. I cut myself off, and Jamie was ready to get into it too. I mean, really, he was. And I was just like, dang, I cut it off, and then I didn't even get a chance to talk to him afterwards because I had the jet. I had the jet. I was actually on my way out the door when my friend called me over and said, yo, gave me the introduction and said, listen, that's Suzann Christine. She sings. She's from Philly. She's the artist. And then he was like, oh, that's Suzann. Who that? That's Suzann Christine, And I was like, Suzann Christine. So, that's how you say it. People always mess up my name. But yeah, so it was great. It was a good experience, but I would have liked to really have a conversation with him. It was a nice moment that I got to vibe out with him really quickly, but I had to handle the business with Dionne Warwick.
I can understand. Yeah, I was about to ask you, did you get some jewels from him and everything? Yeah. Is there your friend can set that back up for you?
It's possible. It's possible. We'll probably have to go back out to L.A. because that's where they normally be at.
Yeah.
It's really barely on the East Coast like that. So, but yeah, ain't nothing. This friend is he's good friends with a lot of celebrities. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was going to ask you, because I know that you were still traveling when you were promoting yourself to the Grammys and everything. You still doing that?
Yeah, well, this year, that was when the Jamie Foxx thing happened, was during the Grammys. But that was in New York. They had it in New York this year, so they're going to have it back in L.A. next year.
Okay. All right, James, did you have any questions for Suzann?
Yes, how you doing, Suzann? This is James. First time on the show.
Hi, James.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fine. I just got put onto your music a couple of days ago because I knew I was coming on to the show, and I gotta say, I enjoy your voice. Like I said, I can definitely feel that soul vibe, and then just some of the stuff that you were talking about before, especially referring to when you decided to go into business for yourself. I just thought that was so important because too many times when people trying to decide which avenue they want to go in, a lot of people just aren't built to punch a clock, because I was in a similar situation. And just hearing you say that just, reconfirmed some things with me as well, because I'm trying to get into the fitness industry. So I just wanted to say thanks for redropping that. But in terms for, as far as you musically and the discography that I got a chance to listen to, the question I have for you is, when people listen to you, what is it that you want them to feel or take away from the music that you put out?
Well, with music, there's so many different emotions, and, that's what it really is all about, is emotion. So every song relays a different message. So it depends on what you're listening to. So if you're listening to Fly, then you're going to want to, I would like for people to take away the message and fly, to start loving themselves and to feel like they can actually fly and soar and do great things, and getting back to some things that maybe we've forgotten about as a people or as a race. And then, but if you're listening to something like 21, I want you to take away, the anticipation of, being with someone that makes you feel like that, So, I can't really say any one specific thing. I just want them to be able to relate to whatever it is that I'm discussing in the music.
Got you. Just shooting for everybody. I like it. As far as other questions, I mean, but two other people right here pretty much hit on everything. Like I said, shout out to Philly. I actually have a lot of family that's from the Pennsylvania area, Westchester mainly, but they're always through Philly.
Okay.
And I know they always talk about the water ice. I always mess with my little cousin, tell him it's just ice water. What's so big about it? Just to make him mad. But that's all I really have for you. But like I said, just as far as the Philadelphia Eagles thing, I'm a Panther fan, so me and you have to beef for this week. But after that, I'm gonna get right back on to listening to the music.
Got you.
So the one question, this is ill again. The one question I have for you, as far as, because like I've heard the growth in your music, and like sort of like what James was asking you and everything. Like I heard like you have been putting out more uplifting music, and then with messages in it and everything. Like was there something that happened in your life that made you like transition? Like, did you witness something that you felt like you had to be like kind of like in the front line with your music and everything?
Couple things like I had like the Just Wanna Live song, right, which was a positive, uplifting record. But then, Where Did the Love Go was born after Sandra Bland passed away. When she died, it really disturbed my spirit, and I just felt accountable to, when you feeling something like that. A lot of times when you go into the studio and things, or you hear records, you kind of going with how you feeling, and, that's how I was feeling. I was really feeling the way I was feeling about, love and hate and, just everything. And, I was also going through like a spirituality awakening as well at the same time. So it was just a lot going on spiritually for me. And, I just felt like, when you're a spiritual person, it doesn't matter what religion you are. It's all about your connection to God and your connection to, those vessels, that God uses. And because he uses all of us, it's like you just got to feel connected to the human race. And, I just felt like it's time for me to start talking about some stuff. Like, it's some stuff that needs to be talked about. We know there's a lot of power in music. So, as someone who understands and knows my power, I have to be very, very precise and very, very intentional about what I decide to put out for my listeners. Sometimes sometimes you want to be selfish and really talk about some things, which I ain't going to say. I ain't going to put, y'all might not hear some other good regular messages in my music, but for the most part, we still got to get these messages out. You got to have that balance in the music,
True. Speaking of messages, I wanted to talk to you about this before we get you off the show and everything, because I seen you were talking about the Kanye West thing online and everything, and like me personally, because like they actually heard me sometimes. I was sticking up for Kanye and everything, and I kind of got to the point where I was like, I don't know if I can continue sticking up, because like he has good messages, but it's kind of like it's kind of clouded overshadowed with some of the other stuff that's going on with him. And I understand with the.
Well, see, this is the thing.
Go ahead.
Some people can't see past the hat. You know, some people are too blinded to see past the hat. So you see the hat, and it's like you ain't gonna see or hear anything else that the man is talking about.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are blinded by these small things where they can't really truly see the intentions of the person at heart. Now, he may not be somebody who's very articulate because he's a music person. And you know, while there are, you know, entertainers out here who are who are able to articulate themselves and in a way where majority of society can understand, you know, he might not be that person. So it may take somebody who's really on a whole nother level to be able to really hear him. You know what I'm saying? Because you can hear through other things. You know, it may not just be all in your ears. But, you know, I stick up for Kanye because I see him. You know, we say I see him like just how they said it in Avatar, you know. So if you watch Avatar, you understand what I see you means. So it's like deeper than just this shell of a man who's wearing this hat and hugging on people that we may consider to be our enemy. So, you know, he's on a love trail right now. So what he's trying to do is show love to those who may not be showing the love back. So that's what he's trying to do. You know, he's trying to see past certain things and trying to, you know, get something accomplished. Now, whether he'll be successful or not, I don't really think so. I don't think so. You know, because in order for you to really, really be successful at what he's trying to do, if he's trying to really make these changes happen, you know, and he really wants to become president, because I think that's one of his main goals, to be Kanye West for president. But, you know, and that's why he's looking to someone who didn't have a lot of information on politics, but is sitting in the White House right now as president. That's a big deal for him. He's that type of man who doesn't really believe in taking advice from people who are beneath him on a financial level. It's kind of like, why am I listening to you guys when I'm trying to get here? You know, I see this man is in the Oval Office, and he had no political experience. You know, and you know, I just feel like, you know, and one day, what he needed, I lost my train of thought, but what he needs is a movement. He doesn't have a movement. So he didn't start with the people. He didn't start with the people, and because the people cannot see him, because they, you know, he's done some crazy things in his lifetime, you know, with the Taylor Swift stuff, you know, he's saying going around making America great again, and people just hate that, you know. It's like, because, you know, we like, when was America ever great? But for real, when he sat down in the interview, he was like, for real, I think we need to just make new hats, which I already created some, that say make America great. And I think Trump needs to wear that, and Colin Kaepernick needs to wear that. Like, you know, he's trying to do a unity thing. He wants the yin and the yang to come together and be balanced. But, you know, it's really on a, you know, some people aren't deep enough to be able to hear that or see that. And it's okay. It's okay. You know, I just hope that, you know, God continues to give him the strength that he needs as he's being persecuted. So, you know, he's going through a persecution, you know, because of his views and how he's going after his views, and, you know, because people do not agree with him. So he's going through persecution. So he just needs some prayer and strength to get through that.
True, yeah. Like, I feel like
Can't leave our brother out there like that, though.
Yeah, I feel like if anybody else had said some of the stuff, cause like after I went back and actually listened to some of the stuff that he was saying, like I said, like it was like the good stuff that he was saying was sandwiched between all that other nonsense, and that's why a lot of people missed it, and the media didn't really show that part that much. That they focused on the basically the circus part of the segments and stuff like that.
But that's their job, and if people are too dumb to realize how they control you through media and brainwash you, and because they know that a huge percentage of people are not even going to check the full video.
Yeah.
And they jumping right on the bandwagon where everybody else who didn't watch it do the video. So, it'll be all right. We gonna live and die, and it's gonna be all right.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the show and everything and chopping it up with us. Is there any new material that you coming out with, or that we can look out for, or anything?
Yes. It should have been out on my birthday. I'm disappointed. I tried to let somebody come into my life, manage me and everything, and they delayed my everything. I mean, everything. So now I'm trying to get back and grasp my career back into my own hands. So
wait, did you say they deleted everything?
No, delayed.
Oh, okay.
Delayed.
I was about to say.
And some people will stop your whole flow. And it's only been like 2 months, but I can't give too much time to somebody. You know? Can't give too much time. But I have some music coming up in November, so be on the lookout. It's gonna be coming out before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So it's called Fallen Tears, and the video's already done and everything. One of my favorite songs, and it means so much to me. I've been holding on to the record for a long time, but it's a timeless record. And I feel like as R&B makes its way back, might as well give y'all some real vocals.
Okay. Yeah. Hey, Suzann, I had a question about that for you. It's King Cancer. What do you think, or how do you feel about the state of R&B right now, as far as what it can be and what it?
I feel better. I feel so much better about it. I was really scared for it for a little while. In the past, 2-3 years, man, I was like, who do we have? There's nobody I could even cover. Like, if I want to go and do a show, because normally I do a show as an indie artist, you always put in a song that people know. And I was just like, dang, I can't even put anything new because there's nobody to really cover that's singing or that's doing anything. I don't know. It was horrible. But I really do feel like, while these young girls don't have anybody like a Escape or a Whitney or a Mariah or a Coco from SWV to imitate, they may not have that right now, but I feel like at least we got some singing going on. I love that we have Queen Nasia. I love her. Her. And SZA and Ella May, like we had some singers, some female singers, that are finally returning to the surface. That's on mainstream. So, I'm excited. I think that it's making a return. Like the rappers are trying to sing. So, for a reason.
I had another question for you. So, were you familiar with the whole Ella May and Jacquees debacle with him doing his version of Trippin'?
A trip. Oh man. Yes, of course. I was very familiar with it.
So how did that make you feel? Like, what are your thoughts and opinions on that happening?
I was confused because I'm just like, since when can't people do covers anymore? But I guess some people just like, oh, well, he's a known artist. He shouldn't be covering nobody's song and da-da-da-da. And I'm just like, well, dang, them two need to just put their song out together for real, because the song, I'll admit, I like Jacquees' better. I really did. And, I was in Atlanta, and they was dogging the mess out of that Jacquees. Like, it was like, every time I turned it on, it was Jacquees and not even Ella. And I was like, dang. I don't know what's going on. And, Jacquees made me like Ella May Trip. Like, now it's like, okay, because when I first heard it, I was like, oh, man, I don't really like this as a follow-up. I was like, I feel like she could have got a better follow-up record. But, once I heard him do it, it made me like the song. So, I think they just need to collab and I think that they should let him sell the record and get the money. Stop playing.
Embrace it, yeah.
Well, that was definitely the the argument on it was there was he's more popular than she is, so he shouldn't have done it. But then on the flip side of that is him taking her song and like you said, he made it better, and it drew a lot of people to her version, and drew a lot of people to liking the song because of his version.
Yeah. That was supposed to help her. That's how I felt, but
so you
was feeling some type of way.
They said it wasn't her though. They said it was more or less the company, or not the radio, the label. Yeah, the label is the reason why they had to pull his version. The label had it pulled.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So not to pun or anything, but do you feel like her PR team was just tripping a little bit?
It could have been. I don't know. They might have felt like it wasn't gonna help her. It was gonna hurt her more than it would help. So I don't know. I don't know what the thought process was behind it, but I will tell you, I definitely missed being able to look up the Trip joint by Jacquees online.
Yeah.
So I guess to follow it up, how would you feel if an artist did that with one of your songs?
If they bigger than me, like if I had Chris Brown just go ahead and kill my Dreamski, listen, as long as I want to get the royalties from that joint, we ain't got problems. Listen, put us on the song together. Let's travel, come on tour, sing with me sometimes, pop-up shows. Let's do it.
I like to hear that. I like that.
That's a compliment to me. That would be a compliment.
Yeah.
It's a compliment.
Yeah.
It's a compliment. I mean, I'm not saying he's as big as Chris, but, I'm just saying.
Mm.
Well, you're going to be
Tory
up there
Lanez can jump on my joint and I'll be hyped. I'll be like, Tory Lanez, yes, Tory Lanez.
Well, you're definitely going to be up there with them one day, and
yeah.
We're definitely looking forward to seeing you on the same bill, headlining these shows with these artists.
With these artists, most certainly.
Could you give out your social medias just for people that not familiar with you, and they probably because I'm about to play your new joints right after this. So give out your social media so people can keep up with you, find out when your new joints are coming out and everything.
Sure. So you can find me very easily on Instagram if you do my hashtag, which is SUDAT. That's SUDAT, which stands for Spiritual, Unique, Divine, Artistic, and Thankful. And you can find me on every social media site at Suzann Christine. I spell my name a lot different, and it's SUZANN, no E on the end. Yeah, automatic on your phone is auto correction is going to give you an E. Delete that E. At Suzann, SUZANN, Christine, CHRISTINE.
Okay. Like I said, I want to thank you again for coming up on the show, catching us up on everything that's been going on with you. Hopefully, we can get you back on the show again once your album drops and everything. We can get caught up.
Yes, and let's have you here in person.
Yeah, because y'all missed a couple of album drops. That dropped last summer.
Yeah. Like I said, I listened to it on Tidal and everything. Yeah, I think that was around the time that we were going through our hiatus. Cause we went through a hiatus trying to build back up the podcast and everything, but I want to make sure I get you on next time around. Probably have play your whole album on the show and everything.
Right, got you.
And as I said, hopefully we can have you here in person.
Yes, I will. I'm coming to North Carolina for A&T's homecoming.
Okay. November 3rd.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah.
We're gonna try to make it out there as well and everything. So you going for the comedy shows and everything?
Probably. I'm so bad. I haven't even purchased anything yet. I gotta do everything.
They actually have a nice lineup. Like this is the best lineup they had since I want to say 2005. Like this is probably the best lineup I've seen they had as far as the concert.
I went to 05 one. That was dope.
Yeah, that wasn't that the one with Buster and everything?
No, 05 was T.I., Jeezy.
05, I was too young.
Yeah, 05 was T.I.,
Oh,
Jeezy,
yeah.
Big. Sierra was out there, and Lil Jon was out there. So that was.
What wasn't MOP out there too?
No, MOP wasn't there that time.
Okay, because I know there was one with MOP, 50 Cent, and everything.
You must go every year.
Well, I was actually at the school during that time period.
Yeah, I was there. 04, 05, 06.
Yeah, I might be giving away my age and everything. You talking about you were young.
No, I really know I wasn't that young. I'm like, wait a minute. 05. well, hopefully I get to see y'all when I come down there this year, because we'll be celebrating a big year.
Yeah, I'll be on the yard soon.
So I'll come down there, check y'all out.
All right, yeah. We'll touch base.
Y'all located in Greensboro?
No, we're in Raleigh right now, but like I'm planning on traveling to Greensboro during that time period.
Okay.
All right.
Got you.
All right.
All right. I see y'all.
All right. Appreciate you coming on.
Thanks so much for having me.
No problem.
Appreciate you.
All right.
All right. Peace.
All right. So that was Suzann Christine, and like I said, we about to play her joint Dope Queen. This is Suzann Christine with Dope Queen. This is Suzann Christine with Dope Queen. All right.
Alright. Yeah. Special 'cause I am a queen. And don't you know that I am that somebody? Special 'cause I am a queen. And don't you know that I am that somebody? Hey yo, queen, I'm living on my drink, so feel free to tend to the hottest single. Dope queens are only in my circle. You gotta be a queen to roll with me. Dope queen, yeah, you a dope queen. She a dope queen, you gotta be a queen to roll with me. Hey yo, king, I'm everything you like, and I don't find it surprising. Created just right. See, I was made for your liking. I do that to your eyes. I shine so bright, yeah, it's blinding. Yeah, it's blinding. Like a diamond. I'm lighting up the room so beautifully. Yep. I attract the king so naturally. I can change the world, just plant the seed. Just treat me how I'm supposed to be treated. 'Cause I can't help to respect you. And I expect to get it back. Special 'cause I am a queen. And don't you know that I am that somebody? Special 'cause I am a queen. And don't you know that I am that somebody? Hey yo, queen, I'm living on my drink, so feel free to tend to the hottest single. Dope queens are only in my circle. You gotta be a queen to roll with me. Dope queen, yeah, you a dope queen. She a dope queen, you gotta be a queen to roll with me. Hey yo, queen, you ain't even gotta try to make a change to your body. Created just fine. Embrace the way you're designed, from your head onto your thighs. Natural beauty defined, and it's all mine. Confidence way up, and getting through this life just makes me tough. And even when I thought I had enough, the power of resilience takes over. I get what I want, knowing I am love. I am the creation, connection, attraction, reflection of the sun. Special 'cause I am a queen. And don't you know that I am that somebody? Special 'cause I am a queen. And don't you know that I am that somebody? Hey yo, queen, I'm living on my drink, so feel free to tend to the hottest single. Dope queens are only in my circle. You gotta be a queen to roll with me. Dope queen, never really made it clear. Wish I knew your intentions. Had I known, I would have stayed clear. You're my apple in the garden. Thought you looked good from a distance, but you're not what I thought you'd be. But I've sunk my teeth in too deep. Now we just argue, fuss, and fight. Every night you say I'm wrong, but you know I'm right. And I'm tired of fighting this fight. Somebody save me. Devil in disguise. I finally got you all figured out. I've kissed hope goodbye. 'Cause your promises are just really lies. See, you're the reason I cry at night. All alone in this covered king-size bed. Covered bed. All alone. Now we just argue, fuss, and fight. Every night you say I'm wrong, you know I'm right. I'm tired of fighting this fight. Somebody save me. Crying out for someone to save me. Crying out for someone to save me. Crying out for someone to save me. Crying out for somebody save me. Somebody save me.
Alright, we're back. Actually, I wanted to play one more song. I forgot. It slipped my mind. Anyways, what I wanted to what I wanted to say is, I know that people watching on the Facebook Live during the music breaks, you can still hear us. If you want to hear the music, you can go to quarantineenterprise.com. You'll be able to listen to music. Or if you want to go back, because you won't, because like the way that it is broadcasted on the actual podcast, like on iHeartRadio, Spotify, or Spreaker, our mics are mute. But like because like you're watching this on YouTube live, the microphone that you're actually listening to is my actual through my my laptop. Because I just had somebody ask me about us speaking through the music and everything. It's not us disrespecting the artists and everything, but if you actually listen to the podcast directly on the podcast link, you'll just hear the music purely. All right, so I just wanted to clear that up because somebody said that we were disrespecting. We were actually listening to the music. So
I did like Dope Queen. So I was listening to it. Even though we were talking, I was listening to it. And I actually really liked that song. And James was saying how he liked the second song that was playing. So we were listening. No disrespect to Suzann. No disrespect.
So like I said, like she's very like I've been watching her. I think like the past, I forgot how I got across from her, but like I think like the past couple of years, and I just seen her grow and everything. And like I said, like I discussed with her, like she was a one woman army. Like when I first started talking to her, like she was doing everything, and I was like, wow, you were doing all this by yourself and everything. But we're gonna go into the NFL and everything talk. Just a disclaimer. Right here we have Troy. He's also a Buccaneers fan, so I have an ally. James, like if you've been listening over the years with Quarantine Radio, you probably hear me and James going back and forth and everything. He's a Carolina Panther fan, and we all know this man over here. He's a sorry to say Patriots fan and everything.
Hey, don't be saying sorry to say.
One of those guys.
I'm just jealous.
He's one of those guys.
My team got a better record than all of y'all right now.
So,
yeah.
We got 2 losses. We had our bye week. That's all that is, man.
We still got a better record.
We're gonna go into our picks and probably actually we're gonna go into our picks and everything, and probably talk a little bit more about the just the NFL season. Oh yeah, dang, I forgot to tell Joy she could call in.
What was it?
I got bars for her. I got bars for her.
See, I'm real bad at multitasking, I guess. All right, so first.
Okay, I'm gonna ask this because I just asked these guys, but I'm gonna say this out loud. Who made that comment that was being disrespectful? Who was that?
I don't want
to. Who was that?
I don't want to say.
Did they message you directly? Just.
But,
okay. All right. Okay. I just was curious. I was just curious. That was it.
Y'all might see them when y'all walk out the door. But first game Thursday night is going to be the Broncos and the Cardinals. Most likely preseason and everything, this probably will be one of the games that people will be looking forward to and everything. Now is once again Thursday nights didn't plan their games out right. Like I really don't know what's going on with both these teams. Like I was expecting more from these teams, but just going off. Yeah, it's real. This one's a toss-up to me. I'm going to go with the Broncos over the Cardinals.
What order y'all want to do this in? So we're not all talking over each other. You going this way?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the one you try.
I'm definitely going Broncos. I mean, I don't even know, outside of Larry Fitzgerald and David Johnson, who's on the Cardinals. I don't know any other Cardinals. Yeah, so I'm definitely going to go with the Broncos. Even though they both struggled a little bit, and Case Keenum is just not looking like the guy that took the Vikings to the playoffs last year.
Case Keenum.
Yeah, maybe next year he'll be good because I think his first year he'll do good, and the next year he'll do good. But I'm definitely going Broncos.
I think I got to get back to it. This definitely looks like a game that, quite honestly, I feel like not too many people are going to care about. Only because, I mean, both teams have not really haven't been playing well. I mean, that's evident in each of their records. But even, just not even looking at the records and just watching the games, I don't feel like they've even been playing well. So clearly for this game, I'm just going to go with the team with the better record, which is the Broncos. So I'm going to go with them.
Broncos. Cardinals quarterback situation is trash. Just call it what it is. I know he's young out there, a lot of potential, but they've been getting nothing out of the quarterback so far this year. Case Keenum has been a career backup for most of this year, but he has bright spots. At the end of the day, the personnel around him is still better than the personnel around the Cardinals. And Von Miller is still that dude. Their record is what their record is, but Von Miller is still doing what Von Miller does. So I'm going with the Broncos.
All right. So next game we got is on the Titans and the Chargers. I'm still a believer that Philip Rivers is due one, and even though the Titans defense they show glimpse of something every now and then, I am still gonna go with the Chargers over the Titans.
The Titans gave up 11 sacks this past week.
All right, that must be Joy. Joy? Oh, I forgot to unmute her mic. Joy? Joy? Yeah, I can hear you now.
Alright, what's up?
Yeah, so we have Troy, Cancer, and James here today and everything. We just go over the picks. The first game, so you're not left out. We picked between the Broncos and the Cardinals.
I got the Broncos.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm about to see what's going on with that.
We gotta get you turned up, Joy, because you're kind of low.
I think y'all are doing it on purpose.
Hey, Joy. Joy.
Yo.
Boo. I told y'all to come on here and boo you immediately.
Right? I didn't know you had an opportunity to speak, man. Come on.
I did. Right here.
Yeah, I'm still working on that to see what's going on with your the mic. But while we're doing that, they go around. Everybody made their pick for the Titan Chargers.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I haven't believed in the Titans all year. I know they've been winning, but there's something about Mariota that just doesn't sit with me personally. So I'm gonna ride with Rivers as well.
I'm gonna go Rivers as well. I like him just a little bit better right now. I feel like he's got a better chance of leading his team to victory in this game.
Philip Rivers is borderline Hall of Fame quarterback. Have y'all seen what Melvin Gordon's been doing this year?
That's true.
Melvin Gordon's been putting up Todd Gurley type numbers. And then another thing is Keenan Allen is probably the most underrated wide receiver that no one talks about. We always do these top 5s, top 10s. He's been injured a lot, so he's not in that top 5 category. But Keenan Allen is a monster. And then you got Bosa on the other side. They got a real defense, even though the Chargers have a tendency to mess things up and charging their way out of wins. They're just a better team. And I've never really trusted Mariota. And then their best wide receiver just quit. No one talked about that. I don't know because he was on my fantasy team, but my boy straight up said, I want out of this. So I'm picking the Chargers. That's just easy to me.
Joy?
All right, I'm going to go. I'll agree with San Diego. Marcus don't have protection. I think San Diego can do it.
Kansas, did you pick?
Yeah, it sounded like it was a clean sweep for Chargers.
Okay, so everybody picked the Chargers in this game. Next game we have the Bills and the Colts.
Oh, Lord.
Trash bag game.
I haven't watched either one of their games and stuff like that, but because I've been trying to figure out why Andrew Luck hasn't stepped up this year yet, but I just don't. I got to go with the Colts over the Bills because I seen the Bills actually play, and even though they've been able to sneak a couple victories, which I don't know how they beat the teams that they did, I'm gonna still go with the Colts over the Bills.
So the Bills are starting Nathan Peterman. I just want to throw that out there. I'm definitely going with the Colts. I don't think they know their identity yet. Because, before the Colts were always a running team. They had strong defense. But they're just trying to find themselves. I'm definitely going with the Colts, though. I can't pick Peterman.
I did not know Peterman was starting.
Yeah,
I thought I read something where it was like they were rumored to start him, but
yeah, I think what's the name hurt his knee or something. The rookie.
It's still up in the air, but they're leaning towards Peterman.
But I thought what I read, they were saying that
Eric
Peterman
Anderson might show up.
Oh yeah, Eric Anderson is. That's right, he is. But
But I heard if Peterman starts, they pretty much they not gonna be happy if he starts.
So I know who you're picking.
Well, I want to be on the right side of history with this man. So I'm gonna go with the Colts. So the Colts, don't let me down, please.
Peterman might be the worst quarterback I've seen ever. I mean, just it is what it is.
Yo, he could break the mold this week though.
A dead clock right 2 times a day.
Yeah.
I just feel like y'all giving him the bad mojo, so he might prove y'all wrong if he starts. I know he likes throwing interceptions.
That's never good. That has never boded well for people.
I guess that tells us the Joy's going with the Bills.
He threw a game-winning interception this past week.
and I don't know if Shady McCoy is back yet. I don't think he's back yet.
Wait, how many did he throw last week? I think he got like one last week.
He threw 1
I
touchdown,
don't know
2
when he
interceptions.
came into the game.
Well, he threw 2 touchdowns, 1 to each team. And one of them won the game. Want to guess which one it was?
You know what, James? For the simple fact that you were bringing all this negativity on the Bills, I think they'll win.
Hey, man, you can be wrong. That's cool with me, right?
I called it.
Save this.
I'm going to roll with the Bills. Because I just don't know about Indianapolis. The New England game I saw, I just feel like the coaching for the offense is really bad. Because they should do like more dunk-offs and stuff like that, but it looks like they're like really greedy to go down the field or do slants and stuff that Andrew Luck doesn't have time to do. So that's why I'm rolling with the Bills, because the Bills' defense look good. And I think they can manage if Peterman throws like 1 interception if he starts.
Just 1?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on how long. He might throw like 3, but Andrew Luck will probably throw 3 too.
That brings up.
So the Bills will win by default.
That brings up another side question I want to ask y'all. Do y'all think the media, real talk, is just hesitant on calling Andrew Luck bad? I feel like they do everything in their power to not just straight up say Luck ain't been playing well for the past insert period of time.
Yeah, because I think other quarterbacks definitely would have got the bust label already.
Yeah. Like, only reason I ain't gonna say him a bust, because like you said, he took over that 2-14 team, and then they went to 3 playoffs in a row. Mm-hmm. But he was always a high interception dude. But now it's just after he got hurt, he's getting lit up. He's getting hit as much as Cam is. He just ain't Cam. That's the difference. Like,
I know, but I just think he doesn't like watch again. I've only seen the New England game with Andrew Luck, and by that game alone, he wasn't getting protected. He wasn't getting enough time to even go for the slants or the deep throw. I feel like the only thing he had time for is if kind of like a Drew Brees ran offense. If they kind of had a running backs in the I forgot what you call them, screenplays. I think the Colts could actually win games if they create their screen passes and run the running back. But I feel like they didn't even attempt to run a running back in a New England game or do the screen plays, which is why it goes back to coaching. I'm not saying Andrew Luck is Peyton Manning. I think he's got potential. But I just feel like, in my opinion, that's on coaching. Because they should change up their offense because they don't have time to do what they want to do.
I agree because they do have some good weapons. I mean, T.Y. Hilton still is a burner, and they got some good backs over there. So I agree.
But you got to get it to them, though.
Yeah.
They got Mack and who else out there?
They got this other guy, Hines, I think his name. I got him on my fantasy team. That's the only reason.
Jay Hines?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that.
I forget his first name, but he gets 10 to 15 points. That's all I know. That's all I care about. He give me 10 to 15 points.
You got an Android on charger? I can hold real quick. Yeah. Appreciate it.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the next game.
Yeah, this is the game that we were talking about probably like 2 weeks ago, because this is the game that Joy said that if Mac doesn't show out, then she's going to say that he doesn't deserve his money. Mm-hmm. So this is the New England Patriots and Chicago Bears. Joy's been saying Mac didn't deserve his money, and that's why the Raiders should have got rid of him. And have you been saying the same thing? That the Raiders should have paid him his money.
They should have paid him.
So
guys, can I add something?
Yeah.
What happened last Sunday?
So what?
What happened? What happened last Sunday? Did Brock Osweiler not win last Sunday against Chicago's amazing defense?
I also saw a call that was BS too. My boy did a swim move on Osweiler, then called roughing the passer. But that's going on.
What? Hey, look.
That's neither here nor
That ain't going to generate 23 points.
I mean, that one call could have changed the whole game. It could have changed.
Nah, I disagree. I think Brock kind of showed out.
He did.
He's one of those backup quarterbacks that play good when he's the backup quarterback.
You come in and give you one. Fitz magic.
The new Case Keenum.
I believe in Fitz magic.
But y'all, I want to pick this one first. I'm just going to go with New England.
Hey.
So I'm just going to roll with that. Yep, Brian, I got you for this week. New England.
Y'all already know what my pick is, so then you ain't got to ask me.
Go to ill.
Yeah, this is gonna be my upset pick of the week. I'm gonna go with the Bears over the Patriots.
I'm gonna go with New England. Only because it's Tom Brady. I mean, you just saw what he did with Mahomes. I mean, if Mahomes gonna beat Brady, I just don't see it.
Yeah, we gave them their first loss.
Yeah,
I ain't gonna lie, that game was kind of stressful towards the end, boy. That was stressful.
Y'all don't trust my fantasy football quarterback.
Mahomes a dog. Mahomes a dog.
Yeah, man. I watched that whole game. I was just like,
they be going throwing all kinds of screens at Mac.
I'm picking New England. Just not going to overthink this one.
Yeah. So I'm the only one that says
4-1. Come on, D. Come on.
I'm gonna go with the Bears. I feel like that Mac is gonna prove his worth this game, and next week.
Oh, he might.
Mac,
I'm not saying that he won't either, but I don't think.
Like I said, according to Joy, he hasn't played anybody. That's what she said. She hasn't played.
So you're going to choose Chicago for the exact reason you want me to admit Khalil was worth the money.
And also this is actually in Chicago as well. They're actually going to be in Chicago, so I can say because like I've seen it where teams have put pressure on Brady and shook him up, and I feel like the Chicago Bears have the ability to do that.
I don't think Tom gets shook. He doesn't get shook easily, especially
well, he doesn't
under the
get
blitz.
shook easily. It's not easily.
He don't get hit a lot.
But when he does,
that's the only thing about Brady.
Well, I think that's every quarterback.
When he get hit. He get hit.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the one thing about
he get hit, but he get right back up and win the game.
No. Sometimes he get hit and he start complaining the whole game.
Yeah, it depends.
The reason why the Ravens used to dig into them is because they just didn't care about it. They would put hands on Brady. Yeah. Them 4 years Peyton was in Denver, they put hands on Brady. With D Ware and Von Miller come on the sides. Like I'm not trying to diminish Brady's legacy at all. But like you said, he ain't one of the quarterbacks who can take heat like that and still shake people off and make stuff happen. Like, for instance, Ben Roethlisberger is not as good as Brady, but I've seen Ben do stuff under pressure that doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Kind of like the old McNabb type thing.
Though, Ben's hard to get down, but you ain't got to do much to make him stuck.
Are you talking about this year or career? You about to have a conversation?
Well, not career. I'm talking about this year. But Tom Brady, I think, in my opinion, from what I've seen, Tom Brady, when he's under pressure, in my opinion, every quarterback in the league, when you get hit, you're going to be rattled. But Tom Brady he may get hit, but he still come back, and he's not playing like garbage. There's some quarterbacks that can't face pressure or blitzing. But Tom Brady, I've seen that man step up, move over, make plays happen.
I mean, that's the flip side of the coin.
I don't think the blitz bothers him like that.
That's the flip side of the coin with Brady. It's, when he get hit, it's what side of Brady you gonna get now? Right. Are you gonna get the side of Brady that's gonna be like, all right, you got me, now I'm gonna get you back, I'm gonna hit you where it hurt, or we gonna get the side of Brady that's gonna be like, man, I'm done, like I'm hurt.
I'm 40,
The thing is, Brady.
I don't think you're gonna get that Brady. I think Brady is gonna be. Is that Chicago game? I'm sorry, a night game.
No, it's 1 o'clock.
Yeah,
it should be. But the thing
you said it's 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
The thing about Brady is like Peyton. Brady gets rid of the ball so quick. He's not like Peyton in terms of like diagnosing the play pre-snap as early. But Brady never gets touched. Those years when they were really high flying, Brady had enough time in the pocket to literally just chill. And the big reason for that is teams always play zone against New England. And when you got quarterbacks like Brady, Breeze, and Peyton, they've seen every kind of zone. That's why they pick it off. The best way to go against teams like that, you have to lock up on the outside and you got to put pressure. It's the easiest conceptually, but it's the hardest personnel-wise because you got to have monsters on the defensive side.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, like, I do feel joy on this. It's just touching on something else she said. I don't think Khalil Mack is overrated, but the way they talk about him is ridiculous. I don't think he's the best outside linebacker in the NFL. I would take J.J. Watt. I would take Von Miller over Khalil Mack. I think the hype around him is overrated, but he is good enough to set the market for that price that he got.
I would say that, I mean, looking at it, and this could just be because of the way the Raiders set up the narrative. Like, hey, we're gonna trade him. We don't want him, and then he goes in his first game and dominates. You know what I mean? And then John Gruden comes out and says, we need a pass rusher.
That was goofy.
You get what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't say, hey, we need a pass rusher, but you just traded one of the best pass rushers away, and now his first game, he gets a strip sack. The next game, he gets another sack, and he just made the defense better. And that's why he got paid, because he made the defense better.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah, but I feel like he hasn't. Because if you look at Chicago's defense last year, they weren't a bad defense. I mean, the way I'm hearing people talking, like the Chicago was like in the bottom 7. Chicago's defense was not that bad. I saw them play the Saints, and I believe the score was like 20-13 or something like that. Chicago's defense isn't that bad. I just feel like, in my opinion, again, I'm not saying Khalil Mack is trash. I'm just saying, if you bring me a defender who's got like 75% of his contract guaranteed, and he hasn't played anybody this year, by the way. He didn't do anything against Aaron Rodgers. It was the backup quarterback he got his stats on. Aaron Rodgers came back and he scored 17 points out of nowhere.
What wasn't last year the year that the Bucks lit up Chicago?
The Bears were some trash last year.
But I'm not saying Chicago. People have bad games. Look at Minnesota. Minnesota versus the Rams. They say Minnesota is one of the top defenses. The Rams but Jared Goff was out there throwing stuff like he was in training camp. I'm not saying the defense is going to sit there and never slip up or never play like garbage. I'm just saying the defense wasn't that bad. Khalil Mack with a 75% guarantee contract is not worth it. Me personally, if I was a GM, I wouldn't pay no defender that much money.
And I mean none. We had, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
With her and Angie. They said, Angie's like, I wouldn't pay nobody that much money.
I would, because the thing is, regardless, what Khalil Mack gives you regardless is instant pressure on the quarterback or instantly taking 2 people to guard.
It's fear, too.
Like you said, there are some players, especially in the interior defensive linemen, whose stats never reflect the impact that they actually have because they command 2 people every single time. So just from the Khalil Mack games I've seen, outside from the Star Wars stats he's done, like you said, strip sack, fumble, interception, touchdown, game 1. Then he won another game somewhere. And the thing is, even though you can say they weren't playing the cream of the crop, last year Chicago loses to these teams.
That's true.
This year they're beating the teams they're supposed to beat and at least putting in work against teams that are the next crop. Now, like you said, Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
So there's no... Oh, you lost to Aaron Rodgers. Bro, that's Aaron Rodgers. You lost to Brady. That's Brady. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, but like I said, I feel where you're coming from. I think the noise around Khalil Mack is overrated, but I think what he brings to that team, they paid him what the market price was. The premier pass rusher whose contract is up. The next one that comes is going to get a stupid contract just like that. It just depends on what happens, but I feel you on that.
I mean, if you make that team, whether you're making the offense or the defense better, I mean, pay the man his money. I mean, if he's making it better in any type of way, where like you just said, if I'm beating the teams that I lost to last year that I should be beating, and then you're giving me a chance against the next top tier teams, I'm gonna pay you the money.
But I also think that money wasn't predicated on what he could do for the Bears. The money was predicated on what he did for the Raiders. So, I mean, he got the money based on that tape that they saw from the Raiders and the impact. Because they don't know how he was going to fit in Chicago. But I know Chicago has these interior linemen that are really, really good. And you put this guy on the outside, and you're like, all right, well, we already had to worry about these interior guys. But this Khalil Mack guy on the end, we know he's fast. So what we going to do? Like you said, we're going to spread it out a little bit. We're going to change our coverage. And that's why you pay him. Because they have to change their game for him.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And it's worked out so far, for the most part.
If the Bears beat the New England Patriot guys, I will tell you, Khalil Mack is good. But if he walk up in there and looking like a piece of garbage and they don't get no pressure on Tom Brady, I'm still going to say he's not worth the contract. Again, I didn't say he was trash. Yeah. I'm just saying he's overrated.
What's your tackle? Marcus Cannon? It's a tackle you guys got? I mean, just watch his feet. Let's see what happens to the feet.
All right, so the next game we got up is the Browns and the Buccaneers. My Buccaneers just fired our defensive coordinator.
Thank God.
Good job.
Yes.
That's how you do it.
Which was needed. Me and James actually talked about this last year, and I lived up to it too. Like I felt like there was no excuse. We had the talent, and I feel that way this year. And I can't me and Troy was talking about before the show. Like I can't understand like how we have the pieces, but we're not executing. And then like we have players that once they leave us, they go to other teams and win Super Bowls. So we have the talent. It's just we're not executing. I don't understand like what's going on with our coaching staff, but something's going on. So like this is a game that we should win, but I'm not 100% because like because like last week was the first time like y'all saw that was the first time I actually picked my team to win, and like I thought that was a sure win because I said, what did I say? Matt Ryan doesn't finish games. I said Matt Ryan doesn't finish games, and we should win this game. For some reason, we didn't finish that game. Like we had the opportunity to win that game, and we didn't finish that game. So for some reason, what I said was the opposite of like the person that I said was not going to finish that game ended up finishing that game, and it reflected on me. So like I'm sitting here like I'm gonna go with the Browns over my Bucks.
Oh goodness!
So that's cold, Ardell. I'm gonna agree with you.
I don't know about that. I can't. I mean, listen. I said 2 weeks ago that we wouldn't lose to the Bears. There's no way Mitchell Trubisky's gonna beat us. We're gonna stop the run.
Do 6 of them things.
We're gonna stop the run. We're gonna stop the run. We're gonna force him to beat us. Beat the brakes off of us. You understand? Last week, I expected to get blown out. Like I told you guys off the stream, I turned the game off at halftime because I was like, I can't take this no more. They started coming back. I don't know if you saw, Khalif was trolling me on Jonathan's post. He was like, oh, they look like they're coming back. I was like, maybe it's because I'm not watching. Let me stop. I'm not going to turn it on. Don't tell me nothing else about it. And we were coming back. We were fighting. But I'll say this. The one thing about this Bucs team that I've noticed opposed to other years is that in other years, when we start losing in the first half, the game is over. Like, if you watch the Bucs and last year, the year before, like if we're down even 14, that game is over. It's over. Like there's no comeback. There's no the game is over. Like 40-some points on us, easy. This year it's like, all right, they're still fighting. Like I kind of like watching it. Like when we were playing the Steelers, like that first half, that game would have been over. And they just kept fighting. So I'm gonna go with the Bucs only because they fired Mike Smith. I really feel like Mike Smith was undervaluing the corners that we have. We drafted corners who play man, but all we do is play cover 3. And there were times where this guy was on the line of scrimmage, a safety's on the line of scrimmage, bail past the first down marker, leaving the whole middle of the field open. And you're sitting there like, who's calling this? It's Mike Smith. So I just feel like once he's gone, I don't think it's going to solve all the problems, but I think it's going to be better. I'm going to go with the Bucks. I think we're going to get after Baker this weekend.
I'm going to go with the Browns. The one, I think, how many times have I gone for your Bucks this year?
It's tough.
Yeah, every time that I said that we were gonna lose, you picked them.
I would pick them.
Yeah.
So you always pick them.
Yeah. Yeah, but
they're gonna lose.
Yeah.
And what I think, how many times I don't remember how many times I've been right. I think not that many, obviously, because I think your sale record. I don't know what your record.
Yeah, we're 2-3.
2-3. So maybe one of them times I might have been right. I don't think I was right both times, but the Browns is trying this year. They are really trying. Hey, they already got a better record than they did last year. Okay,
That's who they tied.
2 wins, 3 losses, and tie.
They look good.
I mean, they look
Travis Landry looks good.
Yeah. Your Bucks, y'all Bucks.
Right. We're going to stop the run. That's the one thing we're going to do. We're going to stop the run. But that pass.
Y'all, I'm still questioning choosing y'all the times that I did. Not the one time I got right, but the other time. Y'all made me eat my words.
Who'd you choose this against?
I don't even know. I can't remember. But, like I said, the Browns are looking good. I think I've probably been the most supportive out of them this year between me, you, and Joy. I feel like I've been the most supportive of them. So I'm gonna support them some more. I'm gonna go with the Browns.
First, I can always count on Donnell for being objective, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you being objective.
That was good.
I appreciate that, man. It takes a big man to admit their team is some trash. And then,
dang, Troy, what does that say about you, man?
Very subjective. Because I know my team.
But no, real talk though, like, there's no reason why the Bucks should lose this game. Between Deshaun Jackson, O.J. Howard, your running back is pretty decent, and Mike Evans. Like, there's no reason y'all shouldn't be able to move the ball on the Browns, even though the Browns have a legit defense. They are a legit football team. I said they would win 6 to 7 games this year. I'm still sticking with that. But I wish I'd have had eyes on Jameis Winston. I didn't see how I know he had 4 touchdowns, 2 picks, but I didn't have eyes on him. So it's hard for me to really pick against him because to me he's doing stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead. Where they playing, Tampa or Cleveland?
Tampa.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick y'all Bucks.
Browns coming to destroy.
So what I'll say, just to go back real quick, when we talked about a quarterback getting hit, Jameis took a big hit last week and came out and threw 3 more touchdowns. I will say that. I'm just gonna sell him just a little bit.
Joy, did you pick?
Yeah, I agree with you. The Browns are gonna win.
Okay.
Because I just have no faith in the Bucks.
It's tough.
Man, I'm picking the Browns though. I'm gonna say, but I'm gonna pick the Browns when I have to make that selection.
Troy, you by yourself on this one, buddy.
I have to, come in.
Hold your team down since your partner over there.
I feel it's tough. It is tough though because you're watching it and you're like, I know they're better than this, and you just turn it off and go walk your dog or something.
I thought your linebacking core was gonna really step up because you remember the conversation.
I honestly feel like we have a good linebacker core. We fixed the defensive line, even though like the person that we just drafted really hasn't been. Yeah, and I honestly feel like we have a decent secondary now. So I just don't understand like what's going on. And like I said,
they just need time to grow. They might just need time to grow together. I can't speak with the offense, but
the thing, like I said, I feel like every defensive player that leaves us goes to another team and makes an impact and gets their ring.
Yeah, but it depends on the system, though. Every player doesn't work well in a different system. The person that they go to, the different team, that coach on that different team could also put them in a different system where they can succeed.
So and that's
Tampa Bay
what
may be running a different system
and
that
that's
they can't really play in.
And that's what me and Troy was talking about as far as with Mike Smith and everything. Like, it has to be the coach because, like, you can't have these talented players and you're not – and they looking like the worst defense in the league. And, like, I honestly feel like we have, like, some of the top-notch defensive players.
We play so soft.
What y'all playing defensively?
Maybe they just ain't clicking together.
He has them running cover 3. Like, I feel like that's it. Like, every time I watch, it's nothing but cover 3. Like, the whole game. And it's either, like I said, the safety be on the line of scrimmage, and if it's a fast receiver like Antonio Brown or Julio Jones, he's bailing every time. Right out the middle, leaving this huge gap, the size of this apartment, for somebody to catch the ball in a slant.
So I don't have eyes on the Bucks enough to really see what y'all defense does.
I'll be online watching on first row.
And it's crazy because I honestly felt like when we got Mike Smith, it was good because like I seen him when he took over the defense coordination job with the Falcons and they stepped up.
Right.
So like I was like, okay, so we getting Mike Smith, and
how long he been with you?
Wait, but the Falcons didn't that Falcons defense die in his first year?
It did, real quick.
They were like dead. They weren't stopping nobody.
Yeah.
They probably just carried on to Tampa Bay.
Falcons last year down the stretch.
His last year, Mike Smith's last year.
Yeah, last year down the stretch with the Falcons, their defense was actually pretty good.
Yeah, because I remember like when he took over because I remember them saying that Mike Smith has taken over the play calling for the defense and stuff like that.
But why isn't he still in Atlanta? If he was that great, they wouldn't have let him go. Does he have a head coach job in Tampa Bay?
I think it was based because he kept on going to the playoffs and losing.
Right. Yeah.
And honestly, it wasn't the defense.
Okay, got you. That makes
Julio dropped the ball literally on a couple of plays. And remember, it was one bad call away. Atlanta could have won that game. Yeah. Atlanta was right there to win that game.
Is that the one they got blown out by the Giants?
But they didn't go through the playoffs last year, though.
No, last year, the NFC
I think
South
it
put
was
in
Carolina and the Saints who went last year.
No, we put in 3.
I don't think.
No, Mike Smith hasn't been with Mike Smith hasn't been with the Falcons for 3 years.
Oh, she's talking about Mike Smith. I thought she was just talking about the Falcons in general.
No, I was talking about when Mike Smith was actually there.
Oh, they were trash. Defensively, they were trash back then. They just outscored everybody.
Right. And that's what we try to do now.
They outscored everybody.
Yeah. But you know the Bucks not outscoring people.
But then y'all still had Lovie Smith too at one point. So I don't know about Tampa Bay. Maybe y'all got a curse in Tampa Bay. Because Lovie Smith was real good in Chicago.
Lovie Smith drafted Jameis.
Yeah. That's when y'all had Reeves.
And I felt like we should have gave Smith one more year. But they were talking about they wanted to keep
I remember that's when Dirk Cutter came over. You were talking about that. Me and you was talking about that.
Yeah, they wanted to keep Cutter because they said that he formed a relationship with Winston. Because that guy that's in the group, Mike, he actually works for the Buccaneers Stadium, and he keeps saying that there's rumors that they're trying to trade on Winston. Which I feel like Winston isn't the problem. Like if you down and this man keeps bringing you back in games, like how is he the problem?
He's a gunslinger.
Hold on, Darnell, what game? Jameis Winston?
I mean,
what game do you bring people back from?
He has to fight every game.
I know what the last game we almost won that game.
Yeah.
He brought them back.
That was one game. Jameis
No, every game he brings them back.
This year.
His first year.
Yeah, but Darnell, what I'm saying is the way Jameis Winston performs, he's in the trouble that he gets in. Both of those things together, he's not worth it. I mean, I'm a GM. I would be done with Jameis Winston.
That's where he lost to Sean Jackson.
But Jameis don't bring you back in games. I mean, he's barely a mediocre quarterback. He hasn't proven anything since he's been in the NFL. At least I ain't seen it.
Yeah, I can agree with that. He hasn't proven anything yet. I mean, he has the weapons around him just so sad, man. Like I can't even.
Jameis year 1 and year 2 showed a lot of promise.
He did.
He did, and ever since after that year, it literally. And that's why when they made the switch from Lovie Smith to Dirk Cutter, because you saw how good Jameis was, so they were probably thinking, I think that's when y'all brought over Jackson and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My whole thing was because like Darnell was talking about, and I used to say this all the time. I thought when y'all drafted Quan Alexander and had Levante David out there, I was sitting out here saying, real talk. Right now, I'm going to give it to my Panthers as far as the best defense at the time and best linebacker core in the league. But I'm like, but y'all boys are right there. The stuff Quan was doing, the stuff Levante was doing, I was like, the Bucks in about 2 or 3 years should be disgusting. And it just didn't happen. Like, ever since Lovey left, it's like y'all identity on defense also shifted. Y'all used to get after people defensively. It was your offense that used to struggle. But now, like you said to me, Jameis has just been doing this ever since then.
I just feel like the whole team just plays soft. Like we're just soft. Like Michael Bennett. Let's take Michael Bennett for example. He goes to Seattle. He goes to Philly. He's really, really aggressive. Like they're getting after people. When people come to our team, I don't know if it's the Florida weather in Tampa. I don't know what it is, but they get soft. It's not Jacksonville. It's not Miami. It's just Tampa. They get completely soft. It's almost like they all going on vacation.
It's got to be the atmosphere.
Jacksonville was off last Sunday.
Think about it, JPP. JPP was killing it in New York. Even after the hand, he still had 8 to 10 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
He come here, I think it's been 5 weeks. He might got 2.
He had one good game though.
He had one.
He did have one.
But it's like they're all soft. McCoy, soft. All of them. So
even McCoy,
all of them.
McCoy, dog though, bro.
He gets off the ball. I give him credit. He gets off the ball really fast. But again, once we start losing, if you watch it, they all quit.
He's not the Dominican Sue me.
Which I thought we should have brought him in for $5 million.
Yeah.
See what they're doing out there.
Yeah.
Next to Donald.
Why not?
Yeah, I thought my draft pick would have made up for not picking up Sue, but
yeah. Not yet.
So basically, the Bucks are some trash. Gotcha.
We're gonna be the Browns.
All right. So next game we have the Lions and Dolphins.
The disappointments.
I'm gonna go with the Lions.
What you got?
Isn't Stafford still their quarterback?
Yeah. I don't think Tannehill playing either.
Tannehill the guard. Tannehill's the guard, man. It's the greatest.
Like I don't know what the Dolphins are doing down there, but
they were playing good.
Yeah.
They went to New England.
So I want to pick the Lions, but y'all, I gotta think about this.
Y'all the struggle is real with this one.
I'm gonna go with the Lions. I am. They have a good receiving core. It's a low key good receiving core.
I don't care too much for this game. It's a throwaway game for me. I'm going with the Dolphins.
Dolphins low key got a good receiving core.
That's true. They do.
Kenny Stills, that boy Grant.
Yeah.
Kenyon Drake, Frank Gore, and Tannehill the guard. So
I don't think Tannehill playing. I don't think
Is he hurt?
Yeah, I think he's hurt. From what I remember,
he has to rest. People that if they in a group of listen, they already know. should tag David and them. But I'm gonna pick Miami actually, because to me, they just overall have a better. I think Stafford's a better quarterback, but I think Miami is better everywhere else other than Golden Tate.
To me, it's questionable.
That's true. Yeah.
You know, Bob Oswald is starting.
Right.
Oh.
Right. If Tannehill's out.
Well, he gets to train under the guard though, so he's good.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Dolphins. They're in Miami. I'm gonna go with the Dolphins over the Lions. Next game we got the Vikings and the Jets. I'm gonna go with the Vikings over the Jets.
Oh Lord, you said the Vikings?
Yeah. Wait, Dad, is Dalvin Cook still injured?
Yeah.
Sadly,
he was a scratch at the last minute last week.
he is not.
He should probably play this week, but I don't think he gonna make a difference.
I drafted him pretty high. That boy to start playing, man.
Oh, man. I hate the Jets. I'm from New Jersey, and they're just so they're up and down, man. That Vikings defense been terrible.
The Jets been down since the Namath.
Yeah.
Or that 11-5 season with Favre.
I'm gonna go with the Jets. That's gonna be my sleeping team. I'm gonna go with the Jets.
Vikings.
I ain't gonna overthink this one. I think it's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah.
I think it will be tough. Darnold's young, but I see something in him. And honestly, the Jets have a good team.
They do.
Low key have a good team, but I'm gonna pick the Vikings. If both teams show up the way they can play, the Vikings should beat them. So I'm gonna go pick the Vikings.
Jets are just like the Bucks.
Joy?
This one is a hard pick because I think both the defenses are good. I don't know if I trust Sam Darnold more than I do Kirk Cousins. So, yeah, I'll go with the Vikings.
No, Kirk's not. Wait.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I was about to say.
Kirk out there working.
Okay, so next game is the Panthers and the Eagles.
Eagles.
I'm actually
Courtesy of James.
Excuse me, Joy, you say something?
I said
It
Eagles
doesn't matter.
courtesy of you.
It doesn't matter.
I'm actually gonna go with the Panthers over the Eagles.
The Eagles are so bipolar.
They've been up and down.
They beat the Giants. I mean, they haven't been able to beat anybody else like confidently. I'm gonna go with the Panthers too.
I'm gonna go Panthers as well. Even though they've been letting me down. They let me down last week.
I don't think they're gonna let you down this
week.
week.
They better not, because Panthers let me down again. I'm done with them. I'm gonna treat them like I treat the Cowboys, and I'm gonna choose every team that's playing against them.
So who'd you pick, Joy? I didn't hear you.
I chose the Eagles.
It doesn't matter. But man, I'm not gonna lie. Me being objective, this game actually kind of scares me because to me, both teams they're just weird right now. Like the Eagles haven't got their swag back, but the thing is, everyone's getting healthy over there, so that's why they scare me. The Panthers just frustrate me because we don't have a number one wideout. We just don't. Funches is a good number two. They still haven't figured out how to use DJ Moore. I like McCaffrey, but he can't wear a defense down. As good as he is, and as valuable as I think he is, he's not the guy to wear a defense down to set up the kind of play action that Cam needs to run. But the biggest thing that gets me is the defense. Defensively, we're getting throttled. And then, like you said, we play too much soft coverage zones. And if we're going to do that, we should blitz a whole lot more. The rookie corner we got is a dog. He is a dog, but in space he gets lost. But if you put him on somebody, he's going to fight. I like the Eric Reed pickup.
Oh, yeah.
He's definitely better in space than Colin Jones and them. But I'll to me, this is a toss-up, but because it's my team, I'll pick the Panthers.
Of course.
But that's not just me being biased. I think this is really a toss-up game. It was close last year. We played terrible.
Alright, next game we have
I don't look at the speaker unless she here.
Next game we got the Texans and the Jaguars. I don't know what happened with the Jaguars last game, but they should have. Yeah, and that's one of the things that they gotta look at in the offseason is that they have a Super Bowl team. It's their quarterback. They have a Super Bowl team. Their quarterback is not gonna. Cause I honestly felt like their defense was gonna be their team was gonna be one of them teams that their defense just carry them, but Bortles is hurting them to the point where the defense is now looking terrible. Like I can't believe that they lost that bad to the Cowboys of all teams.
They let Dak run all over them. Like run all over them.
Yeah, that game really shocked me. When I saw the score, I thought it was Jacksonville killing Dallas.
Right.
But I was like, Dallas, well, at least, I don't know if y'all know Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was real happy about that game.
I meant to look at that because I know he gave Shannon a hard way to go. I love Skip.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think, I'm sorry, go ahead, Darnell.
Oh, yeah. Did I say my pick already?
No, you didn't. You just showed us how bad Jacksonville was.
Yeah, because I was leading to it. I'm still gonna pick them for this game, but yeah, I don't like because that defense, like for the Cowboys to make that defense look the way that they did, I don't understand. They might have just game planned real good. They out coached them, but at the same time, like. The Texans probably could have just looked at that tape and see how this shake up Bortles. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Jaguars or the Texans.
I'm gonna take the Texans. I think it's gonna be a Dallas sweep of the Jaguars. If Dak could do it, I know Deshaun Watson can do it. So I'm gonna go with the Texans.
Yeah, that got me. Yeah. I was like, this score is so pitiful right now. And I was just like, I know my dad was happy because he's a Cowboys fan. So he was ecstatic. But just looking at that score, I was just like, I was embarrassed for the Jags myself. I was like, man, this is bad. So I think Texas is just going to keep on, just this state of Texas is just going to keep on demolishing. So I'm going to go with Houston.
Clean sweep.
If Randy Gregory did what they did to Blake Bortles, what's J.J. Watt and Connie going to do? And then on top of that, Deshaun Watson throwing out there to Hopkins.
Right.
I'm picking the Texans.
Yeah, I definitely think Blake Bortles will be scoring for both sides. I think he'll score more for the Texans, so I'm going to pick the Texans.
So we got that Nate Peterman.
All right, so I'm the only one that picked the Jaguars. All right, so next game we have the Saints and the Ravens.
Who that?
This also a hard game to pick because I believe the Ravens is one of them teams that's slept on this season.
They're up and down. They took one real bad loss and then blanked somebody.
Right.
This is like the first time I've actually been like a little iffy about the Saints winning. Because Baltimore's got a good defense, and we're going to be without Marshawn Lattimore this Sunday. And I don't really trust our cornerbacks if we don't apply pressure to Joe Flacco. So I'm a little iffy about this one. But I still got to roll with the Saints because they're my team. But I would not be shocked if they lost. But I'm still going to pick the Saints for the win.
Well, after that insider from from Georgia, I didn't even know that Lattimore wasn't going to be playing. I'm actually going to pick the Ravens over the Saints with this one.
I'm going to pick the Saints. I think their offense is just too good. I don't think you're going to see 11 sacks out of the Ravens this week. I'm going to go with the Saints.
You know what the crazy thing about it is that cause I was playing my season on Madden, and I was coming back for a comeback victory over the Saints, and guess who intercepted the ball? Lattimore.
Lattimore.
I was just like, but
it's okay, Darnell.
Hey, which one was it that did the play last year?
Huh?
Which one was it that did the play last year? The rookie?
Was that wasn't Lattimore, was it?
Who was the rookie that missed a tackle?
It was Marcus Williams.
Oh,
Marcus Williams.
Right.
He attacked P.J. Williams, took him out to play.
That's why he played dodge.
So that Viking was like free to roll.
The greatest play ever.
I think everybody stood
You said greatest play ever?
That was the greatest play ever. Anyway, what you got over there? The show go.
That's rude, man. Come on. That broke my heart.
I think everybody stood up at the same time across the country.
My boy was like, "Ooh, he almost touched me. Ooh, I'm good."
I thought the game was over. It was like 10 seconds. I almost did not tune into the NFL the next year. I was mad.
That'll be this year.
Yeah, this year, exactly. It's the next year. It's 2018. But yeah, I was mad earlier this year. I was not going to tune in this year to watch the Saints because I was so mad at the end.
I wish I knew you then.
I think this is also going to be a very interesting game, but I'm going to go with Flacco on this one.
Alright. Joy, I don't like you.
Don't do it.
And you don't like
do
me. But
don't do it.
Honestly, I'm going to tell you the truth. I think the Saints are the best team in the NFC. Straight up.
I agree with you.
Straight up.
I agree.
I know the Rams are 5-0
I agree.
and on paper, but I think the Saints are the most dangerous team in the NFC, arguably the NFL. They're going to beat the Ravens. They're the team that scares me. And I hate to say that.
James, why do I feel like you're leading up to pick the Ravens?
No, I'm picking the Saints. Like, to me,
oh, okay, cool.
I think it's the Saints. I was going to do that out of spite, but nah.
Does anybody know what's going on with CBS and Fox? Because I just noticed that it seemed like Fox doesn't have any afternoon games and CBS has all the afternoon games.
I know sometimes they flex them, but I think the network can
because before
we're like stage games or something like that.
Usually, if like,
but I think they had the 4 o'clock last week because of the Dallas and Jacksonville game. I think Fox had. Or was that on CBS?
No,
I think
it was on. Yeah, because usually it's the AFC. It's like if the AFC team is home, it'll be on CBS. Like this is the first time
I mean, this year they switched out some games where CBS can get Fox's game or whatever. Like if there was a game on at 1 o'clock, I guess CBS can have like the 4 o'clock game and say I want the Chiefs and whoever. But I really don't know how that works. I forgot. But there's like some games they can save where the other network can't take it. But the NFL, NBC, I guess, got the number 1 pick or something where they can flex the games to Sunday night if they're big matchups. But I don't remember how the 4 o'clock games work.
But typically with the 4 o'clock games, because with Fox, they block that as game of the week.
Right.
Unless there is a big interconference match. Like the Jacksonville-Dallas game had a lot of intrigue in it. And usually if it's interconference, they'll usually do it on CBS. And then, like you said, it just depends on how they're marketing it. Because some weeks, Fox doesn't have a 1 o'clock game. And CBS has a doubleheader. So it just kind of depends on who's playing in that week. And then, like you said, as she said, they'll flex certain games should, it shapes out that that's a better game than another one.
Yeah, because I was looking at this because like this Dallas and Redskins game is on CBS, and like I said, it's usually it's usually the NFC teams.
I think we got it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah. Sir?
Who's home?
Redskins home.
Yeah, that is crazy.
That's crazy. I've never seen that.
Yeah, I think CBS might have got that game because the AFC probably didn't have any good matchups in a week. So they can trade. Yeah, I guess it would be trading games. Because Fox probably got his AFC versus AFC game.
I'm trying to look at this game and everything because, like, even though the Cowboys did what they did, I still don't believe in them. And the Redskins they've been showing glimpses. And this is a rivalry game, big rivalry game. I'm gonna let y'all go.
And this is, you said Dallas and
Redskins.
I'm going with the Cowboys, unfortunately.
Y'all know me. I choose every team against the Cowboys, so I'm going with the Redskins.
The Redskins are weird. I mean, Alex Smith, I thought he was going to come in, be efficient, like he normally is, win 13, 14 games, and it'd be all good. You get Adrian Peterson, but I'm just not buying it.
You said 13 or 14 games?
He usually won 12, 13 games.
I'm about to say, that's a hell of a season.
He usually win 13.
He only lose 2 games a year. That's good.
Yeah, he usually is pretty good. I mean, maybe it was because he was under Andy Reid, but...
Yeah, I was going to say that. It is courtesy of the Chiefs' offense.
True.
But I don't know. The 2 games this year, the Redskins, his arm looks weak. I'm just not. I don't know what's going on. I think he's like losing some arm strength or something.
He might have got accustomed to that West Coast offense. So like those short passes he was throwing for Andy Reid, he probably stopped lifting.
You even live, bro? No, I hope Dallas loses, but I think they're gonna win though. Because even though the Skins beat my Panthers, we lost that game. Like that's really all that was. We messed that up more than they wanted. So I think Dallas will win. That's my take on it.
I am going to go with. Sorry, there was somebody else going next.
No, I was about to ask you. I was just about to ask you, did you pick yet?
I'll just go with Dallas.
Okay. So I'm gonna go with the Redskins with this one. Because they're in Washington, so I'm gonna go with the Redskins on this one. The only undefeated team, the Rams versus the 49ers. I'm just gonna go with the Rams.
Yeah, I think everybody's about to go Rams. That's about to be a shutout.
Nobody liked TJ Beathard. He did good against Green Bay. I mean, I know Green Bay's defense sucks, but he was okay. Whatever, I'll go with the Rams.
I just knew something like that was happening.
So I was trying to set it up, but the Green Bay's defense does suck, so it could have been courtesy of how bad Green Bay's defense is.
The second he said my man's name wrong, I was like, he said B3rd. I was like, oh man.
So that's a shutout.
He did good. He did good on Monday night.
Fantasy point.
But y'all go with the Rams.
Next contract.
Jimmy G coming back.
Mm-hmm. Everybody picking the Rams.
Yeah, that's a shutout.
We don't even need no analysis on that one.
All right, so
B3rd.
we have the Bengals and the Chiefs.
Good game.
Yeah, it should be a nice game. This is Sunday night game. Should be a nice game. They're in Kansas City. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the Chiefs with this one just because they're in Kansas City.
I have a beef against Marvin Lewis. I think he's one of those coaches that he just holding on for a long time, and my brother actually said that he's only there because they're the Bengals, and that's it, because they haven't really gone anywhere.
They've been good every year,
they have been
but
good.
They just never win.
They never win. That's a strong defense, but a Chiefs team. I'm going to the Bengals.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
what I saw versus Brady, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I tell you, that game stressed me out.
Yeah.
I mean, I honestly feel like, if it wasn't for that play, that Gronk play at the end, I honestly feel like that game would have went into overtime, and I don't know if we would have pulled that out.
Why was Gronk so open, man?
You know what? I was just like, man, my man's is open. Like, there was nobody on him.
Exactly.
And I was just like, if it wasn't for that play, I really felt like we probably wouldn't have won that game.
That never happens.
And yeah, I was just like, so, and just watching Mahomes play, I was just like, you know what? This guy's good.
Future.
Like if he keeps going the way he's going, he's gonna be one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with the Chiefs on this one.
What you got, Joy?
All right, what I got. Y'all said this was Bengals and Chiefs.
Yeah, Bengals and Chiefs.
I feel like the Bengals are really under the radar. Like, nobody talk about the Bengals. That's weird, because their defense is really good, and I think Andy Dalton is good. And they still got A.J. Green. And Chiefs, I know they did rally back against New England, but I feel like that was more of Tom Brady being desperate to get Josh Gordon the ball. And kind of like, I don't know what Tom Brady was doing, but he was desperate to give Josh Gordon the ball. And I feel like that kind of helped the Chiefs come back. But I wouldn't really say defense did anything that good that I was impressed, because you allowed 40 points.
Oh, yeah, 43 to 40.
Or 43 points. But the Bengals, I think, in my opinion, because probably no one will give them a chance for Sunday night, they might show out and win this game. Again, the Chiefs allow Tom Brady to score 43. So Andy Dalton could probably score at least 28. So I'm going to go with the Bengals. And I love Patrick Mahomes. He's like the only new quarterback that I actually like. But I think he's going to lose this game. So I got the Bengals.
I don't think they're going to lose 2 in a row. Not after what I saw. I can't see it. Not 2 in a row.
The Bengals will be losing 2 in a row, too.
What is so bad about losing 2 in a row?
I mean, there's nothing bad about losing 2 in a row. I'm just saying from what I saw in that Patriots game, and I mean, I haven't watched like every game that the Chiefs played to like from beginning to the end, but from what I've seen in prior games as well, I don't see them losing 2 in a row. Not 2 in a row. I see that they might lose another game, but just not 2 in a row.
I think they'll lose because the Patriots' defense isn't a stellar defense. So he was given an opportunity to rally back because I feel like Patrick Mahomes was kind of choking early on, and he just got into the speed of the game or whatever, or let the nerves out. I don't know if it was because it was New England in prime time, whatever the reason was, but the Bengals' defense isn't as bad as New England. And if they get behind, I think they'll lose.
I'm playing against Tom Brady over here. Look at Tom. Let me get his autograph.
Tom Brady can't play Patrick Mahomes, though. Patrick Mahomes is playing the defense.
Right.
And the Bengals' defense are, in my opinion, far superior to New England's defense. I haven't been impressed with a New England defensive game yet. I think the Bengals will definitely win this one because they have a good defense, and Andy Dalton's still alive.
Still alive.
So, yeah, I'm going with the Bengals. He's still alive.
He is not.
He is still alive.
The reports of his demise are greatly exaggerated. But
well, I mean, I heard the Bengals are dead. I don't even hear anything about the Bengals.
It's because of Marlon Lewis. I'm telling you.
they were talking about him until we played him.
Right.
But I'll say this: I think it's gonna be a shootout. I think Kansas City's gonna win. Like I do think, what's that kid's name on? Josh Boyd or Tony Boyd, the receiver opposite of AJ Tyler Boyd. He been killing. Yeah, Eifert is still a great tight end, and AJ Green to me is the most disrespected top 5 wide receiver.
Eifert actually might be out.
Eifert's out?
Yeah, I think Eifert's out.
That's interesting.
James, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Do you think Michael Thomas is underrated? Because I think he's the number 1 receiver, and he don't get love.
You asking me or you asking everybody? Because I got some words.
I'm asking everybody, because I think Michael Thomas is the most underrated receiver.
I think we talked about him on Debate Amongst Friends either last week or the week before. I think he said he was the best receiver in the league. And I think my exact words, I was like, I expect him to say that. You know what I mean? I expect every player in the NFL to think they're the best player. I think he's solid. I think he is a number 1 receiver. I don't know why they don't show him any love, though. I do think he's good.
Because he's not the best receiver in football.
Oh, definitely.
He's not the best receiver. He's not the best receiver in the division. He's not even the number 2 best receiver in the division.
But Julio can't do anything if he's playing decoy. So Michael Thomas is the best receiver in the league.
The thing is, Julio's not playing decoy because even though Julio's not getting in the end zone, Julio's still drawing. He's still moving the ball.
Yardage-wise, is always open.
Yardage-wise, he's still, I want to say, number 1 in the league, or close to it. Then on top of that, in the end zone, he gets Megatron treatment. He got 2 people running around, literally 2 people looking at him in his face saying, you can't do nothing. And he ain't Megatron, so he ain't going to beat that. Then you got Mike Evans out there in Tampa.
That's right.
Mike Evans, to me, is the number 2 best one. That's just in the division. We haven't even gotten into the A.J. Greens, DeAndre Hopkins, Antonio Browns. Here's the thing with New Orleans. I think Michael Thomas is a top 10 based off his production. But that's because he's with Breeze. That's really all that is. He's not really a burner. He's not really a high pointer. As far as running routes, he's good. But it's not to the point where he's creating separation like this man is just dominating everybody. He does his job and does it well. He's just playing with a Hall of Fame caliber quarterback. And another example I'll give you, about 3-4 years ago, people were talking about D. Thomas out there in Denver like he was the best wide receiver in football. Why? Because he was dealing with Peyton Manning. People talk about Wes Welker as a Hall of Fame. Why? Dealing with Peyton Manning. Michael Thomas.
I don't know. I disagree with that. Like watching Denver's game, Peyton Manning ball took like 90 years to reach the spot. They gotta go over there and get it. I feel like they made Peyton Manning look good.
Oh
no. They didn't have no zip on those throws. They were just ducks flying in the air and deciding to land.
He rewrote the entire record book his second year in Denver, going to an entirely new.
I don't care about the record books. Watch Peyton Manning's throws.
I do.
I don't think he made them look good.
What are they doing now?
I don't think Peyton made them look good.
What are they doing now?
What do you mean? What are they doing now? They don't have anybody. But what I'm saying is,
D. Thomas, and Emmanuel Sanders are still out there in Denver. They've been there. Remember, people telling me people were saying Julius Thomas was better than Ron Gronkowski because the numbers he was putting up were ridiculous. He sat behind Owen Daniels this first year in there because they deemed him not better than him. He finally got the opportunity, and you saw what happened. He cashed in and went to Jacksonville off that contract. Have you heard about Julius Thomas out there in Jacksonville? I
think he retired.
James, I agree with you. You're right. The Denver's offense hasn't done anything since Peyton. But I still feel like Peyton Manning still wasn't playing good.
But you remember Eric Decker?
I don't know. You said Eric Decker?
Yeah, you remember him?
But yeah, the difference is you're saying is Hall of Fame quarterbacks. I'm disagreeing with that. First of all, on the teams, the quarterback has got to get the receivers the ball. If that quarterback cannot get you the ball, you don't know what these receivers are. If you put Eric Decker or Demaryius Thomas, whoever, with a quarterback that can't throw the ball close to anywhere near them, but they're getting sacked because they're all new or rookies, there's nothing a receiver can do. I mean, they can't run down there to the quarterback and make them throw it to them if they are just too sorry to get it to them.
That's not proving your point.
I don't think it's Hall of Famer. You can get an average quarterback to do that. Look at Patrick Mahomes. So
that's
he's
not proving
average.
your point, though, because Drew Brees is statistically the most accurate quarterback in the league. He throws the ball more than anyone other than Matthew Stafford per game, I believe. So when you combine those two in that pass-happy offense, and you're a good player, like I said, Michael Thomas is
Tom Brady throws the ball just as much.
Not as much as Brees. Brees throws the ball more than anyone.
No. Like 2 to 3 years, Tom Brady and Drew Brees has about the same amount of attempts.
I'm telling you,
he's not throwing it way more because he's got a running game.
No, I'm telling you the all-time stat. The all-time stat is Matthew Stafford is the only quarterback that has thrown more balls per game than Drew Brees, I believe.
I know that. That's what I'm saying. The last 3 years, Tom Brady has been up there with Drew Brees. Because Tom Brady wasn't really a passer in like his first 3 or 4 years. He was more like a game manager.
7, 8 years.
But Tom Brady, the last 3 years, they have about the same amount of attempts.
But the point I'm trying to make is this. I said Drew Brees is making Michael Thomas's numbers inflated, which put him in this number one category. And even with everything that you're saying, listen to the people you're comparing him to. Tom Brady, arguably the GOAT, Peyton Manning. And put it this way, people ain't going to say he's not. I would argue only one person as Peyton. But like you said, you're talking about Peyton, you're talking about Brady, and we're talking about Brees. Brees is a Hall of Fame, first ballot, top 10 in everyone. So you can argue top 5. I'm not going to put him in there yet. And when you have that kind of quarterback with that kind of accuracy and that kind of offense, and you're good. Michael Thomas is good. He's very good. Your numbers are going to reflect it. Like you said, certain quarterbacks you can put anyone. I can suit up and get 600 yards out there with the Saints because Drew Brees is,
especially with the game change.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I said Michael Thomas. When I watch him on screen, he doesn't do anything that I'm like, that boy is different. What he does to me is that boy does his job and he does it well. But I never see Michael Thomas do something I'm just like,
he could do that on the Browns.
Yeah, like we ain't even got to go next level. That's why people love DeAndre Hopkins because he get his numbers regardless who throwing it to him.
That's true.
Andre Johnson get his numbers regardless who throwing it to him. Larry Fitzgerald, Steve Smith, he does stuff that's just different. Julio's a different person. He's not of this world. If you were building a wide receiver, he would look like Julio Jones. Or AJ Green a little bit.
Yeah, AJ.
Michael Thomas to me is a good wide receiver with a great situation.
So you don't think he will be in the same exact situation if he played for Joe Flacco and Andy Dalton?
No.
I disagree.
He's not.
I would say not because
I
of
think
Flacco,
he would.
because
I
of
think
the
he can play with an average quarterback.
But he won't be getting what he put it this way. If you put him over there in Cincinnati instead of AJ Green, he's not putting what AJ Green does. And like you said, they don't throw the ball nowhere near as much as New Orleans does. Nowhere near as much. So like I said, it's not shade on Michael Thomas.
Right.
The production I have to respect. And just off of that, he's top 10 in this league. Because you can't completely ignore the man's production. And they are winning. So you can't ignore that. But when you say the best, I can name 5 people. I don't have to think about it. And tell me which one of these people you're going to put him over. Julio Jones, Antonio Brown, Odell Beckham Jr., DeAndre Hopkins, and to me, AJ Green.
I mean, it's just my opinion. I haven't seen anything Odell Beckham has done. Hold up, I'm not done. I've seen him catch one-handed balls, and that's cool.
Pause.
But the one-handed balls, look, I'm just saying. I feel like if you put Michael Thomas with the average quarterback, he's not going to be any worse than the receivers that you're naming. In my opinion, I like AJ Green because I feel like he is speed as well. But if you put Michael Thomas in a system with an average quarterback, I think he can still do stuff because he has a long reach. He can stretch and get the balls, and I get they do practice that as far as the back shoulder throws and the stretch where he can do his vertical leap or whatever and stuff like that. But I know Drew Brees is good. I know he's great, and he does make receivers look really, really good. But I haven't really been that impressed with any receivers in New Orleans except 3, which is Michael Thomas, Marcus Colston, and Brandon Cooks. Those are the only receivers I've really been impressed with. And I feel like if you put them in an average system, such as Brandon Cooks, you'll get a production out of them. So I don't think his is just based off of Drew Brees and the other receivers that you're saying are better. Because, again, with Julio, I do agree that he's become a decoy because that he's got, like, double coverage or whatever where they're trying to keep him out of the game. But he's still not producing either.
He is, though.
Even though he's been double covered. Gronk's been double covered, and he's a lot of strength. And he shrugs defenders off of him, and he's still walking while defenders are hanging on to him.
Gronk is a whole different
Gronk
person,
is another
though.
monster.
I mean,
look up Julio's numbers. Julio has not touched the end zone, but if you look at Julio's numbers, and if you watch the way they play, because the thing, I always, like I said, I coach a little bit, and I always say this: if I can have one person occupied too,
right,
they just freed up the rest of the field for me. And here's the other thing about that: you said you think it's better than Odell. Put Odell on the Saints.
Oh Lord.
I'm not
Odell
saying better.
Beckham Jr.
I mean just as good. I don't think he's worse than Odell. And that's not me trying to say Odell sucks. I'm saying he's no better. If you put Odell with the Saints, Drew Brees is likely going to spread the ball to other receivers while he's still playing decoy.
All I want you to do next Saints game, watch, if the camera allows you to, watch how they cover Michael Thomas. And then watch how they cover
him. They just put, I know they just put one man on Michael Thomas. I've seen him play. It's just, I've been impressed with his vertical leap. Where he can stretch and get balls.
But that's my point. But that's my point with that. Watch how they cover Odell. It doesn't matter where Odell is. They identify where he is because he is a home run threat every single time. And that's the issue between Michael Thomas and these other people that I'm mentioning. Because I'm going to ask y'all this because y'all watch football.
Oh, yeah.
Do y'all remember a Michael Thomas highlight?
That's because they don't watch the Saints. Nobody writes on Michael Thomas. It's a low market team, though. They don't discuss the Saints receivers because of the market they're in.
But I can name.
Look at all the receivers they talk about.
I can name one from every other person, though. Every other person I can think of. Yo, you did some stuff that you just ain't supposed to do. Like that right there was next level. How did you do that? Michael Thomas, one, he's open a lot, which is good.
It is good. I will say that I recognize him as a number
So
one
you don't
receiver.
think he's just breaking? You don't think he's just good with getting out in coverage?
I think he does his job very. Like I said, he's a top 10 wide receiver. That's not being disrespectful.
He's just
Like
number one.
like I said, I think he's a top 10 wide receiver. But to me, he is not these people. Like I said, I can name 5 off the top of my head, and if I really dig, I put Mike Evans over him.
Yeah.
I put Keenan Allen over
Okay.
him. But thing is, after
My
those
fa-
people,
Go ahead. Sorry.
I'm sorry, my bad. But like after those people,
No.
I would probably slide Michael Thomas in around like 7 or 8. And like even when you brought up the Brandon Cooks thing with being a good receiver, why was Cooks so good? Because he had next level speed. People feared Cooks because he could get separation down the field on a ridiculous level. Michael Thomas does everything well. But to me, nothing spectacular. That's how I identify Michael Thomas. He does everything well, but nothing exceptional. But when you do everything well, that means you're a great person, or a great wide receiver, and you're coupled with arguably one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time. That's how you get these numbers, and that's why I think he's not the best in the league. He could have said top 5, and I would have left him alone.
Right.
But he said best.
He did say number one. Yeah, he said
Like,
number one.
did Julio retire? To me, Julio's been the best receiver the second Megatron said I'm done.
Yes.
And then if you go legacy-wise, Larry Fitzgerald's arguably top 3 ever. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Well,
that lasted long.
y'all just forget about the Monday
I
night
hear you,
game.
James.
Y'all just said forget about the Monday night game. The Giants and the Falcons.
Oh, that's why we forgot about
That's an L for New York.
I think we are about to hit the Falcons on that one.
We just talked about Julio for 3 minutes.
That boy Saquon is something different, though.
He is.
That boy Saquon is something different.
He is. I just don't think they got it. It's Eli. If anything, it's Eli.
Exactly.
And that's it. I can't put my faith in Eli. I'm going with the Falcons.
Think Michael Thomas be eating out there with Eli? But anyway, we move on.
Whatever.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Falcons.
Falcons.
All right. Just to run down the rankings of the Pick'ems League and everything.
I'm trying to jump in there.
Hold on one more while I get that pulled up.
I'm gonna make a comeback.
Yeah, it's
Right now I'm leading. Out of
four
of us is playing.
In first place, we got our boy Dante. Second place, we got CJ. Tied for third place, we have Chris and King Cancer. Tied for fifth place, we have a triple in fifth place. We have Brock, Chauncey, and myself.
2 of the Buck fans.
Eighth place, well, all 3 of us are Buck fans.
Chauncey too.
You
said Chauncey, Brock, and who?
Yeah, Chauncey, Brock, and me.
Oh yeah.
And eighth place we have James Saunders. Ninth place, and the only reason I think this guy's in ninth place is because like he forgot to pick one week because he was in first place like the first 3 weeks. But Aaron, my old co-worker, he's also tied with Jerome, the Lady Rangers coach. They both tied in ninth place. 11th place we have Kendrick. 12th place we have Joy.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hey, well, hey, look, I don't think I chose last week.
Hey, you didn't.
I think, in my defense.
She didn't make the start at 11. You got to ride that bench.
And 12th and 13th place, they didn't make no picks last week, and I don't know who they are actually.
Joy, but you've been sitting down there. You've been sitting down there for a long time, Joy. I'm gonna need you to like come on up.
Why y'all got to point that out though?
I need you to get.
You've been sitting under 10. You've been sitting under 10 for a long
that out,
time.
that's rude.
I need you to get in the game, Joy. You know what I'm saying? We got 11 people on the field. We just looking at you. That ain't cool, man.
Stop, that's too much pressure.
I'm mad. I actually missed the Thursday game though. Like, I forgot about that one as well. Otherwise, I'd have been tied with y'all.
And this is
I want to say third place. I think that's the highest I've been so far.
Yeah, because we were tied for a while, and then I guess we made some picks.
So I need to keep it. I need to stay.
I've won like 40. Like, how many years you been doing this, Darnell?
I'm trying to think. I think like
Has
5 or
Brian
6
been
years.
in the top 5 the whole time?
Because all I know is however many years Darnell been doing it, you know what I'm saying? Your boy done won every one except like one. That's all. I mean, I'm just saying. So, Joe, I know what it takes to be a champion. So, I'm trying to help you out to get you in this game. I see potential in you.
No.
You just give me your picks, and I'll see what I can choose.
No, I haven't been in the top 5 the whole time. I think like 1 week. I think I was like
we were in the bottom like the first 2 weeks, and then
I think the lowest I've been is 8. I don't think I've been anything lower than an 8 so far. But most of the time I've been in between. I think I've been like around 5 for like most of it. So yeah, I guess that would be the top 5, wouldn't it?
Yeah, because 1 week was ridiculous. Yep. Whatever the week the Bills beat the Vikings, that entire week was stupid.
Yeah,
like I think that was probably one of my better weeks. I think
it was. I think I only got 5, and that's before bye weeks happened. So I was like, "Yo, I was in the bottom for a couple of weeks. I'm starting to creep back now."
Yeah, it was definitely rough that week.
Myself, like, so everyone picked the Bills, right? Like, I'm like, if you pick the Bills, you a wizard, and I need to talk to you. You go to Vegas.
What week was that?
That was like week 2, man. Because the Bills got smashed by like 40-0.
And then my man quit in the halftime.
Vontae Davis quit.
I'm done. I ain't coming back.
Well, yo, that was one of the weakest moves I've seen ever, man. Because people were trying to defend it, and I'm like, there's one thing to say, I don't want to do this no more. I don't want to risk my body anymore. But it's another thing. Like, you could have just went the thing and be like, you know what, I ain't got it no more. I'm gonna sit on the sideline. My teammates, you know, I'm done, but I'm gonna be here.
Put the rookie in.
My man was like,
I'm done. It did not come back out to the field.
Man literally said, you know what, bro?
That's nice playing with y'all.
I'm going home. Bro, it's halftime. Deuces.
The bad part, he was celebrating. He like broke up a pass.
Yeah,
and was happy going to the halftime. Whole time thinking, you don't even know. They don't even know what's about to happen. I gotta go on. My boy in the parking lot right now about to take me home.
We're coming up to the end of the show and everything. I wanted to give time for Troy to actually plug his podcast and everything.
This is Troy, a.k.a. Dr. Wednesday Night, the podcast beast, debate amongst friends. Every Wednesday night on YouTube. You can catch the replays on all podcast platforms. I'm sure the Professor John Gotti is listening, and he's probably look at Doc on there stunting on him. But
yeah, he did say something. Yeah, he did say something.
But yeah, we're live every Wednesday at 7:15 Eastern Standard Time.
Alright.
Yeah, if that was week 2 we was just talking about, that was a good week. I had 8 points that week.
Yeah, I'll be back whenever you guys need me here, though, for real. Just let me know. I live right around the corner.
No, the Bills lost that week.
I literally walked in.
Alright. Y'all want to say anything before we close out?
I just want to thank everybody for allowing me to be on the show. This first time I've actually been sitting here in person and just, like I said, whatever y'all need me to do, I enjoy chopping it up with y'all. Everybody, including Joy.
You said including Joy. Okay.
Joy, because you know, I wish Angela was somewhere.
Shots fired, James.
Because I got bars for Angela too.
Don't be messing with Angela.
But no, just thanks a lot. I hope I can come back one day. Just that's all I want to say.
We're not riding it out till 11.
Y'all wanted to?
I was just asking. I was looking at the pick'em weeks. I'm sorry.
I mean, we.
you want to play some music?
Nah.
I mean, if you, I'm just asking. Don't let me change your mind.
Already. Like when we get past 10 o'clock, I'll just be like, I ain't gonna play the music.
We had about a 20-minute segment on Michael Thomas.
Right. I mean, it's 10:38, so I don't know. I know you usually go to 11, so.
Just another topic that we can actually discuss. Matter of fact, because Joy mentioned something about somebody coming from the dead and everything. I know that we all three, we're all four right here. Well, no, three with Joy and everything.
Are you sure, Darnell?
Yeah, because I was going to include James, but I know James is not really a big WWE fan right now. But y'all did Monday night. Did y'all hear when I think somebody said something about practice, and I forgot which commentator was like, AI is rolling in its grave right now.
I did. Oh yeah.
And I was just like, what? They trying to kill this man
too.
They're trying to kill this man off.
I was confused by
that. That sounded like something Michael Cole would say. I didn't see it, but that sounded like something he was saying.
Talking about practice.
I was confused. I was like,
but did y'all see that segment though?
Yeah, like, man, I was just like, cause I watched it this morning on Hulu, cause I didn't watch it live and everything, but yeah, Rhonda really, like, she said what everybody's been thinking, basically. Yeah. What everybody's been thinking about the Bellas, and she let it out. A couple low blows, but it's well deserved, I felt.
I wanna say this about the Rhonda and Bella twins. In my opinion, and I know I thought it was good because I love Rhonda. I just feel like when fans keep saying that's like the first time, Carmella and Natalya have said the same thing on SmackDown. That's like the go-to Nikki Bella joke. But I feel like, in my opinion, it's been done before. I just like how Rhonda did it because I didn't expect Ronda Rousey to say it because she's seemed like the goody two-shoes, I'll never bash you or some stuff like that.
Well, I think it's the delivery.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I like how I love how Carmella delivered it because I like Carmella too. But I do love Rhonda's delivery. The only reason I really like her delivery is because I didn't expect her to say it.
And I honestly, like, even though like some of it is scripted and everything, I honestly feel like Nikki didn't expect it because you could see it in her face.
Mm-hmm.
I think this acting. They're acting.
No, that.
No, wait a minute. Hold on. The Bellas can't act for nothing.
No, that the look on her face was like she did not expect that. Like she was trying to keep her composure. Like I understand that some of it's acting, but like I honestly feel like she was not expecting her to say that, and like I feel like those are still kind of like fresh because like I kind of watch Total Divas, and like I think those are fresh wounds with her. Those are still fresh wounds with her about the whole John Cena situation.
You know, Total Divas is scripted.
Yeah, I don't understand. I understand some of that is scripted and everything, but at the same time, like she really did love John and everything, and I think the fact that didn't work out. Like I know all reality shows, most of it is scripted and everything, but at the same time, there are still some real stuff. And I do think that that probably did cut her deep, seeing that is kind of still fresh wounds.
I think, in my opinion, it's just the way it was set up. Why I think it was scripted. The way Nikki Bella set that up when she was, I forgot what she said, something about the Bella twins breaking down doors or something like that. I feel like it was a setup for Rhonda to say that the only door she's knocked down was the door to John Cena's bedroom. And then he kicked you right back out of that same door or something like that. I feel like it was a setup for her to make that punchline. It just sounded like a setup to me. I could be wrong, but it sounded like a setup for her to say that, make those remarks.
Well, my opinion of that promo was, it started off slow, and at first I was kind of like, for me, I was kind of cringing at it. I was just like, where is this gonna go? Because Rhonda is still working on her promos. We all know that, and we can see that. And they're getting better, thankfully. And the Bellas, for me, I don't... Their promos, their promos have never really been that good from the time that you got there. Mm-hmm. The wrestling, Nikki's wrestling has gotten a lot better. Brie, I feel like she still has a long way to go. Especially most recently with that whole botch and knocking out Liv. Which
I don't want to completely blame Brie on that too, because I feel like Liv was kind of doing a little bit too extra on those kicks, taking them. Yeah. So I'm not gonna be one of those people that was just like, oh, it's all Brie's fault, it's her fault, blah 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 blah. But when it came to that promo, for me, it was kind of surprising to hear Ronda even say something like that, because, like you said, Ronda kind of has that. She's not a heel, and she doesn't come across like a heel when you look at her. So, her to say something like that is kind of just like, whoa, yeah. Like, because a lot of people they're kind of pushing her to be like a role model to little girls, and they're using her as a you can do whatever you want to do in your life. Look at me. I went to UFC and I did this, this, and this. And now I'm here over here and I'm doing this, this, and this. And if I can do it, you can do it. And with that whole breaking down barriers thing, that was smart. Because that plays to the whole agenda of using Ronda Rousey as that look up for little girls. But then for her to come out and be like, oh, well, the only door you broke down was John Cena's, and then he kicks you back out of it. That's kind of like, well, as a role model, you should be saying something like that. Yeah. So I kind of feel like I feel like they scripted her to say something like, insert John Cena joke here. Yeah. We're not going to tell you how, exactly what to say, but just roll with it. Mm-hmm. So I kind of feel like she kind of just like, that was just kind of something that she kind of maybe threw together. Because that's kind of outside of her persona that they're portraying for little girls to follow. So that's my opinion.
They're making Ronda a role model?
Something like that.
And in the sense of, like I said, like she broke down these barriers over here, and now she's in WWE and she's their women's champion on Raw. And look at everything that she's done, so you can do it too.
Everything
in that sense of a role model.
Everything I've seen, like I said, I don't follow wrestling like that. Just everything I've seen her in, she's been like the tough, angry, don't mess with me type thing until she got a face beaten, and then I kind of saw the jokes.
But they don't use that side of her until she's in the match or when it's time to in a sense Hulk up.
I don't like it. Makes her seem bipolar.
Right, it's like smile, smile, smile.
Like she's real happy little girl, and then she turns evil.
Yeah, exactly what it is.
Yeah. Before we close out, because he's gonna cut me off at 11. Before we close out and just start giving out the social medias and everything, the last question I had to ask y'all is what did everybody see the T.I. video?
Yeah, I did. I saw some. I thought it was disrespectful.
I agree.
Gonna disrespect Melania Trump just because you hate her husband. That was rude. He should have put a Donald Trump lookalike on that table stripping or strip dancing.
I think it was disrespectful, but it was perfect to get a response.
True.
and the way that they set it up, the fact that they had Trump leaving and they were asking where's Melania, and then Melania's in the Oval Office stripping for her.
I feel like it was T.I.'s response to the whole Kanye West going over here acting like a coon in front of these white people. If he wants to put on a show, then I'm going to put on my own show. And like you said, it was a good thing. It's going to get a response.
It is.
And he's going to have the fans knocking on the door.
You saw Kardashian up there. You could have put Kim Kardashian up there. That would have been perfect.
You think Kate would
put her on the table and dance?
She's been in that situation.
And you see that they Fox News was talking about how the first lady is supposed to be kind of like a sorority and everything, and nobody's coming to the defense of all the other first ladies. They're not helping her out or anything and stuff like that.
They never been in her shoes.
Melania didn't want to be first lady.
Trump didn't even want to be president.
Melania wanted to be rich up in some place doing whatever she wanted to do. While Trump just gets old and eventually dies. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, and I'm not trying to be funny or anything, but honestly, what has she done
thus far since her husband has been president.
What is her cause? Because usually the first lady has something they try to champion.
Yeah.
What is she doing?
She may be doing charities. I don't know what the other ones were doing.
I think it's not. I don't think it's her. I think it's her daughter. The daughter that does the.
No, because Michelle Obama was fitness. That was what her whole campaign was: get up and move, and basically be healthy, live healthy, and move.
And that's what Melania Trump was trying to do too.
Oh, she's doing the same thing.
She was trying to stole Michelle Obama's speech.
I feel like I think Melania.
Literacy, but I'm like,
I think Melania gets a bad rep because she's Donald Trump's wife. But I don't think we have no reason, like the people that bash Melania for no reason, I don't think they should bash her just because you hate her husband. She ain't got nothing to do with what Donald Trump has done. She was just a nice, I mean, this is my opinion, just a nice young gold digger that married Donald Trump for money and became first lady.
I like it.
That kind of.
And now people are bashing her and making spoofs of her. I think that model, I can't remember her name, mimicked her at the AMAs or something, like a year ago or something. But I just think they shouldn't take it out on Melania. Like, mock her husband, hate on him. Why she got to be involved in that?
I ain't got no beef with it.
That kind of echoes what Suzann was talking about with the hat.
Yeah.
But I guess it comes with the territory for her. I mean, if you,
I left that alone. I see both sides, but I left what she said alone. She's closer to those situations than I am.
But yeah, we're coming up to the end. I want everybody to give it an opportunity to give out your social medias before I go completely out and this cuts me off because we have like 10 minutes.
Gotcha. Well, this is Troy. I'm at TL Double on Twitter and Instagram.
Oh, y'all want me to go? Y'all want me to? Okay. Y'all know what it is. King Cancer _ 1914 on Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, King Cancer, no underscore 1914, so King Cancer 1914. My Facebook fan page, and then that's where y'all can find me at.
You can just James Sanders on Facebook, and I'm setting up a lot of my social media right now. I forget Dex. My Facebook fan page is King James version 1.0, and more will be coming soon.
Alright, y'all can catch me on Instagram at creative underscore last name D's 88, and also on Facebook at Joy D's, and like my fan page.
Alright. And everything is with me is ill_Mackenzie Quarantine Enterprise on Facebook. Check that out. We have a Twitter and Instagram account with Quarantine Radio. Quarantine Radio on Twitter is all one word. On Instagram, it's quarantine_radio. It's totally different from my Vision page, which is quarantine_vision, which is like the photography, filming and everything, part of the company and stuff like that. We got a couple things that's going to go on, but I'll mention some of that on Thursday. Like I said, we're running out of time. Thursday, we actually have Madison J on the show. Madison J just performed at the State Fair. I saw a couple clips. So we're going to ask him, I wanted to get him before he actually performed, but he has some other arrangements, but we actually got him Thursday. So we're going to ask him how his experience was. He's one of the hardest working people that I've seen in North Carolina. Always got something going on, always got a show, travels and everything like that. But we're going to dig into his head. I think he's probably the third or second most guest. Because I know that, like I said last week, we've had J. Rel on the show, I think 5 times. And I think we've had Madison J on this show probably 3 or 4 times. So, it's going to be interesting catching back up to him. And like I say, he's been working real hard the past 2 weeks. So we're going to catch up with him and everything. Other than that, we'll see y'all Thursday. The show has been quarantined. All right?
Hey, this is Nola out there. You are now rocking with Ill Mackenzie right here.
Yo, what up, world? It's your man 504. You already know every Tuesday, every Thursday, I'm tuned in to the hottest radio station across the land, Quarantine Radio. So they push it down and they play all the hottest music. Let's get it.
boy Gabe, and I want to give a big shout out to Quarantine Radio. Make sure you check them out every Tuesday and every Thursday. And thank you for supporting my new single, Down Low.
I want to hear that new soul-free wisdom on Quarantine Radio.
Yo, what's up, man? It's the kid Swift, a baby, young Swift. One time for the check-in with my dog, my homie, Ill McKenzie. Straight out of ATL, Georgia. And you know how we rockin' out here, baby. Let's get it.
I tried being humble. I tried being humble. I tried being humble. Humble get no respect.